Welcome, misfits, to our Skeptic Bible study, the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk. On this episode, God tells Moses to keep the Sabbath. A golden calf angers a deity, and then everything cools down so Yahweh can promise his chosen people a land flowing with milk and honey. So come join us for some fun, Bible style. I want to thank everyone for joining us out there on the intertubes. If you're feeling fancy, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Gilbert so he can explain what we're about to read.
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Thanks, Gilbert. That's right. You can find our Patreon page at patreon.com/Amy Newman, which helps us make more awesome content.
They will never take you to the promised land.
Never.
Including amazing Patreons like K.O. Champ and Oz from the Atheist Round Table and Ian Davenport. Woohoo! Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that all button icon so you can get reminders to see our premieres or join our live streams. Okay, before we begin, let's see what's on the menu.
Oh boy.
Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the Skeptic crew?
Mute, Amy. Are you on mute? There you go.
I double muted
Dual
me
muted,
again.
as always.
Just like a zombie, sometimes you need to double tap. Those
Once
spoilers.
is just not enough. No.
Not enough. All right. So how are you tonight, James? And damn, God likes gold, but only with his name on it, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember back a few chapters ago during the Exodus, right before they were ready to run out of Egypt, God told them, it's okay on your way out. Just go ahead and make sure you steal as much valuables from your neighbors as possible before you leave. And yeah, so, I mean, they've got all this gold, so they might as well do something with it, right, Amy? I mean, can't let it go to waste. Oh, still on mute.
I did it again.
He did it again.
I had
so
to get it out.
now if you guys were with us last show, we had a after show for a debate, a lovely debate between Dr. Ken Hovind and Science Side Up Maddie. And
That was fun.
we will, in a few days, I myself will be going once again to Modern Day Debate. It has been posted. It is official. Apparently, NASA is hiding a second sun somewhere, somehow, and we'll be discussing that. A second sun. Yeah. Now, this is a special sun because apparently the seasons and everything, only one sun affects that. So there's this other sun out there, but doesn't affect like our seasons and gravity and everything. It's almost like it's not even there, but I guess we'll find out why it really is there.
And I will say, it does sound like the kind of discovery you can only find in an internet comment section. So I have high hopes.
I'm sure it'll be a very informative discussion with Alex Stein and Rose. So we will be on here to talk about that after the debate.
And if you don't know who Alex Stein is, Alex Jones gave birth through a clone baby of himself, and it's almost like the Wish version of Alex Jones. So, all right.
Like if Alex Jones had a baby with the T-girl that he was looking up on his phone that one time, if that were possible, then yeah, this would be Alex Stein. Yeah.
So check that out.
Not judging, but hey.
Not judging. Not kink shaming. But so
you
go check that
Alex.
out.
Just
you both Alexes. Who knows what he's into? I'm sure it's a lot of fun on both sides. Okay. And so we are moving through the second book of the Bible. We are now at the tail end. We're 3/4 away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The book of Exodus. We're on chapter 31. Only 10 chapters left in the book. So we're starting off with Bezalel.
Exactly. Next book is going to be Leviticus. And as you all know, Leviticus has some things in it that God's not going to be too happy with, Amy. God's not going to be happy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the happy chapter. Isn't that the one where everyone hugs it out?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. That's not prejudge. We'll see what happens when we get there.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I have high hopes. All right. So we're starting off in the book of Exodus, chapter 31, with Bezalel and Elib. And it's only a short little thing, an appetizer to get us started. But
that's
good
because some of the chapters last time were really long and really, 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 really dry.
It is. Oh, exactly. They were a little dry. And they were jam-packed right from the beginning. But I think they're going to be jam-packed eventually. So it's good.
I mean, lots of wisdom. We got to, of course, make Aaron Ra and his kids' uniforms for their important tasks. So We won't go through all that again, but yeah.
And okay, we're jumping right in. Woohoo! Hi, everyone out there in chat and all our mods, keeping everything awesome and all right. And the Lord Bob Spack onto Charlton Heston saying, see, I like how he's like pointing things out. See, I'm told you so. See, I have called by name Bezel, the son of Ura, the son of Hur, and the tribe Ben-Hur, exactly, the son of Ben-Hur, of the tribe of Judah. And I have filled him. I thought that said filmed him, but I guess that's a little bit.
Filled him, that works too.
That's what he'd be doing nowadays, like if God was a millennial. And I have filmed him, and I have filled him with the spirit of Od, in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship.
All manner of workmanship. Ooh.
Oh my. God said to Moses, see, I have filled Bezel with my spirit in wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and all manner of workmanship skills. Cool. To devise cunning, we're getting into like bronze working of the D&D game.
Oh, we're getting up to the Bronze Age. Very nice, very nice. Humanity is moving right along.
Mm-hmm. Also, hi, Sunflower. To devise cunning work in gold. Oh my. And in silver and in brass. He's becoming a fashionista again. And in the cutting of everybody's favorite. And in the cutting of stones to set them. And in carving of timber. In manner of workmanship. Hold on. We're going through the ages. This is going good. We got our hammer. We got these. We need some gold.
Hammer time.
Hammer time, baby. Do. Ah! Okay. No. Okay. And in the cutting of stones to set them, and in carving of timber to work in all manner of workmanship.
Now, this next verse, this is amazing because it warms my heart. You'll see.
Oh, but does it harden your heart?
It warms it.
No, it warms it
because somebody we haven't heard from in a little bit.
Oh my God! I shouldn't have read ahead. Amazing! And I behold, I have given with him Alub, the son of Ashkmik, of the tribe of Dan.
Well, at least it's the tribe of Dan, not the tribe of Alishmash.
No, honestly, I would have been okay with the tribe of Anishmash, but honestly, I was looking forward to the tribe of Dan. I mean, who doesn't?
We haven't heard from him in a while. I mean,
exactly.
The only pronounceable name we've hit so far in the Bible, aside from maybe Adam and Aaron.
Well, there's Sarah in there, but I think most of them die. So then again, everyone with any name dies. Drowny. And in the hearts of all their wise-hearted, I have put wisdom, that they may make all that I have commanded thee. The tabernacle, we're back to tabernacle. He has his thing
favorite
with
tent.
tabernacles.
He loves his tent.
Exactly. I'm looking for more. I'll grab something later. That's also what she said, or what he said. He's always very proud of his tents. And the Ark of the Testimony, but not,
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes.
And the mercy seat. I always love it when they mention the mercy seat. I can't help it. That is therapeutic. I'm going to pretend that's therapeutic. The mercy seat is kind of therapeutic.
It is. Yeah. When you just need to hit that mercy seat,
I do, baby. Of the tabernacle and the table of his furniture. Like I said, why does God seem to be actually playing Sims? Like, we make jokes like he's playing a video game, and then he's like, yeah, what would be cool if I had a breastplate that was like made of gold in 4 different colors and a tabernacle and an altar and
stones on it and gold and brass and some rings and some bells, and Aaron Ra has to ring the bell before he comes in, or I'll kill him.
Or he will die because I love him. All right, the tabernacle of the congregation and the ark of testimony and that mercy seat. Okay. And the table and his furniture and the pure candlestick with all his
Pure candlestick,
furniture.
nice.
Oh my.
That's like
And
those Yankee candles that are like $25 for one little candle. That's God's kind of candles. Yeah.
that's God's kind of candle. You got to be fancy schmancy. He's having gold, he's having silver, he's having brass. And the altar of burnt offerings, which is something he does often with all his furniture, very important. And the laver of his foot, the clothes,
and his foot.
and
At least they're not renting their clothes again.
It's true, which they did do at one point. It really was like an RPG.
Renting clothes, yeah.
And the clothes of service and the holy garments for Aaron Ra, the priest, of course. If you missed if you were looking for some heart-pounding excitement, you could check our last Bible study where it was basically 3 chapters on how to make priests, who gets to be a priest, and why they better look bling bling, y'all.
How they use the mercy seat, how they do basically every little thing in their lives.
Yeah, he was micromanaging more than I thought he would. It seems to get very fuzzy in the New Testament, but right now God is like in first person mode, and then he every once in a while he pops back into exposition mode. And he's like, this over here, this over there, and I want this setting over there. And speaking about this settings over there, you see that town over there? No, you don't. Bazuma.
He's like that guy you go over to his house and like any little trinket moves like a hair and it immediately gets moved back. Like very micromanaged, very detailed.
Which is, what I wouldn't expect from a god, or at least like this classic theism that they keep on trying to sell us. He seems kind of more like
Human.
He's much more like the pagan gods. At least I can see the roots here because he's angry, he's jealous, he's picking people, he has favorites and shit. All right, he needs birthday presents of dead things and the clothes of service and the holy garments for Aaron Ra and the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office and the anointing oil. Oh, see, I'm starting to understand where the Catholic Church gets their stick from. You start off with those holy garments, you move into the anointing oil, just goes downhill from there.
But don't counterfeit the oil, because it gave.
But don't counterfeit the oil, or take
you'll have to be cut off from your people,
or take the Lord's name in vain. That'd be terrible. It'd be much easier just to pass priests around like we're at SeaWorld. Thank you, Bill Burr. And the anointing oil and sweet incense for the holy place, according to all that I have commanded thee, shall do. Yeah, they'll do.
All right.
So, what the hell did we just read? And behold, I have given Album to Bezel to help make him all that I have commanded, including the tabernacle, the ark of the testimony, which kind of sounds like a Steven Spielberg film, but we'll let that go. The mercy seat, which sounds like a very different type of film. Tabernacle furniture, table, candlestick,
Well, guys, I think Amy's browser just closed, but I'm sure she'll be right back. As you guys heard, she was reading off a inventory list of. Yep.
It was back. So much excitement that. Yeah. Oh, and then my epilepsy.
Maybe one of the Christians can pray that your epilepsy that your browser won't crash.
I was gonna say we could have prayed about it, or I could have done some clicky, and it turns out the clicky did it. All right, where was that exciting list? We were basically back into Yahweh.
I think you got the candlestick, incense, altar.
Like this is basically
burnt offering
Yahweh's
altar.
Amazon wish list.
Yeah, but it's like a wish list from hell. Amy raptured by the devil. Yeah, maybe the devil's got his rapture where God will take the Christians and then Satan will take his people.
Exactly.
So we don't have to go through this exposition mode.
It's not I forget which comedian did this joke, but it was basically right after all those I forget what the books are called where they're raptured, the Left Behind books, I guess.
Yeah.
And excuse me. Gatorade. Shout out. And the comedian was basically like, yeah, okay, so you're telling me after that day, all the assholes are gone? Is that what you're telling us? Woohoo! We could finally get things done, go visit other planets.
Although according to their story, all hell breaks loose after they get pulled off the planet. Yeah.
Exactly. Though apparently, isn't that what we're in a world of sin now? So it just becomes sinny-er? Double the sin?
Yeah, because the scripture talks about the Holy Spirit being the restrainer. Like this world really would just go off the cliff, go to hell in a handbasket, but God's holding it back. So he's being merciful right now. But after the rapture, when he takes
hold him back, hold me back. I'd smoke you all right now.
Anymore. So the devil will just be able to do whatever he wants. He'll be able to just do his own thing, which, you know, theoretically would make things probably a lot better for most people, but who am I to judge?
And it'd be the only time we'd ever finally have evidence, or at least some sort of evidence. Who left? All randomly? The theist? I mean, causation isn't correlation. That's a little random, but okay.
Don't worry. They're going to spend 7 years in heaven telling God how awesome he is, and then they'll come back down to kill everybody. So,
well, I'd
be having a great time up there.
I'd be okay with it happening. It's just that we never get any sort of evidence. So they come up with all these scenarios and basically wish fulfillment erotica stories for their specific brand of theism. But I don't know. I don't see the Jeebus coming back. I forget what's supposed to happen with the end of days with Islam. They all have something. And everyone wants
the Mahdi comes back in Islam.
Yeah. The Jews think something will happen. They want their second coming.
The Christians have been pushing for the Jews to rebuild the temple. The Jews, 99% of them want absolutely nothing to do with it. It's the fundamentalist Christians pushing it, but it's going nowhere. It's going literally nowhere. Like there's this like Temple Institute, and like sometimes like once every couple of years they'll make a temple investment and they'll put it on the internet, but nothing ever happens as far as rebuilding like the temple. It's just
they're more using the Jews. I think they're kind of like allies because they think the end of the world is going to happen, and that's where the zombies rise, the apocalypse happens.
They've been waiting all this time for Jesus to come back. He needs to just come back, you know, because they never really planned on having to go through this whole time without him. You know, they've been hedging their bets he's coming back, but he just never shows up. He's like that dinner guest, but he never comes over. He tells you he's coming. You make food for him, but, you know, he doesn't actually come back. But, yeah, so he'll be back any day now. Any day now. Ken Hovind has redid his prediction a few times to make sure he can sell lots of books and charts and everything to tell you how it's going to go. So, hey, Atheist Jr. So, while you're doing this, go to Ken Hovind's webpage, drdino.com, and just buy like 10 of everything in his shop there, and just,
Jesus,
you'll be wasting money, but wasting it for Jesus. Yeah, the Mahdi and the Dajjal, that's the Islamic version of the Antichrist. Who's that? DeFreak can probably tell you all about him being a born-again Muslim.
And welcome both Lucifer Almighty and Nick and Reservoir Guar and DeFreak and everybody. Send love to all the people in chat. And so we finally come across the Sabbath. There are numerous things I would like to ask. I know this sounds so fit. I'm only using Ben Shapiro because he's the only Orthodox. He's not even Orthodox. He's conservative. But the Sabbath, the hat wearing, the yarmulkes, there's little things that I just find very interesting. just trying to keep days. Like a deity needs you to have days just for him. It just seems like a weird concept. I know we're so used to it, but
which is why when Christianity came along, they found that to be pointless. So they cut most of that out because it's just not, it was basically trying to make the religion more palatable, more modern,
Yeah, kind of adjust. But I don't know why. The conservative is the middle ground, so that's why he wears the yarmulke. But then he'll wear a business suit. He doesn't have the hair, and so
more like a modern religious to a point, but not off the cliff.
Well, it reminds me of the hijab. The hijab to me is also a middle ground. That a hijab shows basically almost all the face. You could wear all of your makeup.
As opposed to the full burqa.
As opposed to a burqa or a niqab, which really starts to close things off. I think you should be able to wear anything that you want. I just think that
not forced, but
it's just so silly to, in my opinion, to go through all these lengths. I'm for modesty, a little bit, at certain times, but I don't know. It's very odd that you need to, the thing I want to ask is basically, you're basically holding a dress code for another guy, right? Like that's what this is.
I mean, especially these Abrahamic religions, they're very finicky, very touchy about anything to do with sexuality or, it's only okay in very narrow, very limited circumstances. And God's very concerned about the intimate details of everyone's sexual predilections. So.
And he seems to know
micromanaging.
Wants to know who we want to have sex with. And I feel bad. I don't want to get too political. I only use him because of his religious affiliation. And yes, I have. It's actually quite funny. That's why I want to say I'm just ragging on his religious views.
How about his violin playing? Why don't you just listen to like one of his violin solos? It's heartwarming.
Woohoo! I know, exactly. The Sabbath. Tons of meme content. The memes. All right, so this is a big one on the menu. We are at the Sabbath, and this is filled with, let's see, where's my little stabs?
It's something that God can make arbitrary rules about, and in the Old Testament, he really seems to like doing that, just making arbitrary rules that you just have to follow or he'll kill you, which I think we're going to see examples of that.
Or I'll kill you. And so it starts off with some violence, because who doesn't?
Of course.
Good violence. But not only violence.
What's the point of making rules if you're not going to kill people who don't follow them?
Come on, James. Violence sells. But it wouldn't just be fun if it was just violent. It's got to be a little bit unjust. You got to have that nice, warm injustice center warmed up.
Also, that 1-2 punch of intolerance, there you go.
With intolerance. It's okay. It's going to be okay. He just needs new friends. All right. But hey, that's okay because the Bible never contradicts itself. Never.
We haven't run across any yet. I mean, maybe eventually we'll find something. But.
Except, this is going to sound crazy, but except in this section... Other than this section, it doesn't contradict itself.
I don't know. You'll have to talk to Kent about that one. He feels very strong about that.
He might feel strong about it. And just remember, folks, we got to wrap it up with a nice bow of laughter. Because what would it be if all this crazy killing and injustice wasn't funny?
No, that's Ken Ham's shtick. He's the one who's like, so kids... Who knows more, God or the scientist? God! When the scientist says something that goes against the Bible, what do you say? Were you there?
When we have cancer, who do we go to?
God. I mean, your mortality rate will go up astonishingly a lot. But hey, you can try to pray the cancer away.
Pray the cancer away. Hey! And okay, we're working our way through the book of Exodus, chapter 31. Apparently, God needs like his own specific day that you can't work, or else he'll kill you or be mad at you or something. Let's find out. And the Lord, Bob, spake unto Charlton Heston, saying, Speak thou unto the children of Israel, Smishmael, saying, Verily, my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord, Bob, that thou doth sanctify you.
Oh, but we know God.
I mean, we kind of knew. We've been watching. God said to Moses, keep my Sabbaths. It's a sign between me and you throughout your generations so that you'll know that I'm God. Oh, okay. Just in case we forget.
Of course. Yeah. It's a reminder. It's like a post-it note.
Post-it note. Just a little one. Ye shall keep the Sabbath. Therefore, it is holy unto you. And it will also give 10 defense. Everyone that delify it shall surely be put to death. Oh, wow. So it also places a dot on them too. That's cool. For whosoever doth any work therein, that soul shall be cut from among his people. You will keep the Sabbath because it is holy to you. Everyone who defies it will be killed. I feel like that's not true. James, have you ever worked on the Sabbath?
I shudder to think of one I haven't worked.
And we're still alive?
We are still alive. Yeah. I guess that means if you get caught by, Moses or Aaron Ra, then they would have to kill you. But so I mean,
we
I
are
guess
still alive.
So I guess like back then, if you if you got hurt or something on Saturday, you couldn't go to the doctor because it doesn't say, well, if you get hurt, you can go to the doctor and they can take care of you. No, you're screwed. You got to wait till the next day. Sorry.
Exactly. Unless you're a slave, then hopefully you got a day or two and hopefully you walk it off. So, we don't get in trouble for beating you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you may have a crushed skull and a broken back, but as long as you don't die for a day or two, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Walk it off unless we broke your leg. Then do something else.
Flail around with your arms, maybe. I don't know.
He'll do it. What are you, a talking snake? You'll be fine. Okay, ye shall keep the Sabbath. Therefore, just right. 6 days, he loves the 6th and 7th day thing. 6 days may work be done. Wow.
Yeah, we know, God. How many times has he said that?
And on the 7th, we can't. Wow. This is brilliant. But in the 7th is the Sabbath of the rest. Look, I like a weekend, okay?
No, only one day. No, you don't get it.
But I don't understand why God has to go weekend, or I guess weekend day. I don't know. Whoever does work, blah blah blah. Wherever the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for perpetual covenant. You don't want to sign a perpetual contract with this guy. It is a sign between me and the children of Ishmael forever. For in the 6 days, not the 7th, not the 5th, but frickin' 6, the Lord Bob made heaven and earth. Multitasking.
I feel like Ken Hovind, right? 6 days. It says right there again. 6 days.
6
days.
And that's not religion. Lord made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested because he kind of needed an Airbnb and was refreshed. Oh, good for him. It's a sign between me and the children of Israel forever, because I made heaven and earth in 6 days. On the 7th I rested and was refreshed.
Because before those 6 days, God had literally done absolutely nothing for eternity. So after an
Yeah.
eternity of doing nothing, I made stuff for 6 days. So, I'm just done. I am not doing shit today. Screw you if you want me to do anything. No, not happening.
And it raises just more questions than it explains. Could he have gone faster than a day? Like, could he have done all of it in one
Oh, yeah, yeah,
day
yeah,
and
yeah. He could have
then?
done it all instantaneously, but he wanted to model it for like a human work week so that it would be like a model of like our life. So we can
Yeah, I
relate
would
to that
say for
through the
a
story of creation.
deity, it's oddly, oddly, oddly human. Just a little. Just a little.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to relate to us some way. He's like that. He's like
Exactly.
that father or mother who's way out of touch with their kids, and they're trying to be cool. They're trying to listen to rap music or do whatever y'all kids doing nowadays to try to bond with their kids. But yeah,
Is this the Cool Israelites channel? How are you guys doing? Is this
we're
my
cool.
chosen
Yeah,
people? My chosen peeps.
yeah. We were just getting ready to slit this ram's throat and burn it for you. You cool?
Oh my god, I love it when they split a ram's throats for me. The aroma is so pleasing. And once again, I'm only
Well,
paraphrasing
hopefully you won't.
slightly.
You won't start killing people and torturing people. So that's why we're doing it, guys.
Do. And okay, we're gonna finish out the chapter. Throughout their generations, perpetual once again. This is not a 6-month sprint contract. Would not sign it. It's between me and the
It's like
children.
Scientology is like their 20 billion year contract they make you sign. The Yahweh's, these doesn't even end. It's just forever.
It's forever. Yes. Well, at least in here, not yet. Once again, part one.
You could still die. Yeah.
You can still die, even though because the Christians love to say part two is the cuddlier version. He went to therapy. He worked out his, I want to say dad issues, but it's really his own self being in dad issues. I'm not sure what that would be. Parent issues.
Okay, so I won't kill as many people here on Earth. I'll be a little nicer here, but after you die, it's on.
And not
I got
only
some
that,
special plans for you.
but
I've
like
got big plans.
depending on the criteria, it gets worse and worse. Like if it's just belief, then what a friggin' messed up game that is. Because that means that once we know, it's like, game's over, time to roast forever. Forever.
But
What a nice guy.
yeah, I mean, he intentionally gives you no evidence, but makes you just believe anyway.
Exactly. But spoilers. All right. And he gave on to Charlton Heston when he made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sesame Street 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of Odd. Wow.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. And God finished his instructions to Moses on Mount Sinai, and he gave him 2 stone tablets written with his finger.
What would that finger smell like?
I don't know. Once again, this guy, I don't think he not have sex until, I guess, the second
I
one.
don't know.
The Christians get all angry at us when we even suggest that he had sex with Mary. But, well, I think we need to have a birds and bees talk.
The Holy Spirit? Yeah, well,
Oh,
you would
is
have had
that
to
what
put
they call it?
some kind of holy sperm.
I was going to say, I think that's just the lubricant. But okay, moving along. We have just gotten done the book of Exodus, chapter 31.
No. Oh, you're still on mute.
So what do you think? Some epic excitement, huh?
Epic. I mean, he finally got to lay that Sabbath thing down because that's been on his mind for a long time, and that's very important to God. I mean, that
You gotta
alone
have.
has caused numerous denominations and fractures and splits just trying to interpret that doctrine and apply that. I mean, you still have today. You have the Seventh Day Adventist movement. You've got the Messianic Jews trying to, keep the old Sabbath because hey, it does say forever, but it says forever. But is that for the Christians or for the Jews?
I
And
find.
are
I just want to
you?
say.
Yeah,
Just to interrupt, I find the Messianic Jews kind of funny because number one, they kind of trigger a bunch of people. I think it's funny that because they're just squishing cannons, so a lot of people they're like that. I find them just equally as silly as all the other whatever
right.
chicken the
Well,
bag.
because a lot of people, and we've hit on it many times, that a lot of people just don't understand the theology behind why the Christians keep certain commandments from the Old Testament and certain ones they don't. That's very confusing to a lot of people. So the Messianic Jews say, fine, we'll just keep it all because there you go. We won't pick and choose. We'll just keep it all. If we don't have to, we don't have to, but we'll err on the side of caution. We'll just keep it all anyway.
And you know what? Why that may be? It's because when you're in the cafeteria, when you're cooking with Yahweh, it all smells good. You can just pick out whatever
That's
you
true.
want and just take what you like. It's a nice cafeteria. Great price.
So, I mean, if God commanded it to be done in the Old Testament, it couldn't be evil. So even if we're not commanded to do it today, if we did it, it wouldn't be like an affront to God, right? I mean, like you wouldn't be upset with you don't have to do slavery, but if you did, he couldn't really say as long as you did it his way, he couldn't say it was evil.
Exactly. It's the good kind of slavery, James.
Because there
Come
are worse
on.
forms of slavery. I mean, there are worse things that you can do. So
James, we're not talking about the mean type of slavery where we
right.
add words like the transatlantic slave trade. Not that kind of
Chattel
slavery.
slavery. Yeah.
No. In
This is
this
the
type of
softer,
slavery, everyone got
gentler slavery
hugs. Exactly.
with alls and doorposts and wife and children exceptions. Maybe you sell your kid into slavery if you want.
Once or twice. Who doesn't?
The men, they got to go free at some point. The girls, why would they ever want to go free? That's what you have to really
Exactly.
ask yourself. Why would they ever want to?
When they could just serve God. And okay, or man, and the book of Exodus, chapter 32, Aaron Ra's golden calf. Oh my God,
Right,
Aaron Ra. That does sound like Aaron building a golden calf
an
to
idol.
insult a deity.
It does sound like something Aaron Ra would do.
It does. Okay, Aaron Ra's golden calf, which I think we can all agree is a little bit funny.
Now, just to preface this, so this is after God has rescued his people from Egypt with the slavery. He did all the plagues. He killed all the Egyptians. He let the people go. They needed water and food in the wilderness. God beamed them down water and food. He took care of them. God made the Pharaoh's army come. He parted the Red Sea so they could cross that. Then he's given them all kind of rules for their temple, their tabernacle, their priests, and everything. But the thing is that Moses, he's been up on that mountain for a little long. So the people they've been, I guess they've been left to their own devices for a little while. So of course, what is the first thing you would think to do, Amy, when Moses has been gone?
I feel like we should make something. I'm kind of feeling like gold. Let's make an idol. Wouldn't that be fun? You haven't made an idol before? I'm feeling idly.
I mean, but don't you think that might make God mad if we start worshiping something else?
Oh,
Yeah,
come
that
on.
guy who got us out of Egypt?
James.
He killed the army, did all the plagues. You don't think he would mind?
When was the last time that we saw God? How many minutes
Uh,
or hours ago was that? Come on,
it was
James.
just like a few days ago when he killed all those Egyptians, and then he split the rock. And you don't remember the rock in the water?
Ancient history,
Oh,
James. Come on.
oh, oh.
Oh,
I mean, I guess if Aaron Ross says it's okay, then if Aaron Ross says it's okay, what could go wrong? What could go wrong with this?
come on. Don't be a lame-o.
I mean, but the flood, you remember that? He drowned every. Oh, well, he did say he would never do that again, so we're off the hook from that.
Exactly. I'm sure I feel like I say this often, almost every chapter, but James, I feel like this time it's gonna end all right. I feel like they're gonna be okay.
All right. Okay. Let's see how this works out for him.
All right. Aaron's golden calf. We're moving through the book of Exodus, chapter 32. And when the people saw Charlton Heston, they're like, "Can we have your autograph?" Okay. That Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together onto Aaron Ra. And they were like, "You're great, creating great content." And said unto him, "Up is a decent movie, very underrated. Make us gods." That escalated quickly. "Which shall go before us? For as for this Charlton Heston, the man that brought us up, and other fine Disney Pixar movies out of the land of New York, we were not what is become of him." What? The people became impatient waiting for Moses because he just got them out of slavery and shit. Look, I agree that God is an asshole and that he kind of made Pharaoh do all that shtick for no reason, but he actually is being nice to you guys. Of all the people,
He got him into slavery, but he didn't get him out.
That's true. Well, that's kind of how Stockholm Syndrome works. But forget the physician.
He got him out. He gave him water. He sent manna down.
I don't know. It just seems once again at that point then just rebel against this God. But they're like, "God, who is God? Yahweh?" You were like,
Who?
"Okay, who?" And Aaron Ross said unto them, "I wish they would give us this good of evidence. Break off the golden earrings, which are the ears of your wives." I always wondered where they got the gold from. Here we go. "Of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them on to me."
Oh, so Aaron Ross just like, oh, okay, sounds good to me. Let's do it. Let's make an idol. Why not?
To make an idol. And it wasn't, they had to go out of their way. He's getting
This has escalated real quick, huh?
Yeah. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron Ra.
I'm glad their earrings were in their ears, not in their noses or in their wherever else you could put them.
Oh, where could you put them? "And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a carving tool." I like to think that Murder Shed Steve would be proud of me. Here we go. Break off those golden earrings and brought in them in Aaron, and he received them at their hand and fashioned them it with a graving tool. Man, they're just all over the place. I'm going
not
back.
An engraving, it's a graving.
Not an engraving. Okay.
Just graving.
Just graving.
Like the grave in the ground. Yeah. Put me in the grave.
Put me in the grave, baby, the Undertaker. After he made it a molten calf, and they said, I mean, don't they have to have expertise in this stuff? This just seems like a random thing to do in the desert when you could be like, I don't know, getting
Aaron
food.
Ra just got his uniform, and he's got all these stones and all these bells and everything. But the first thing he's doing after that is making an idol. Makes sense to me.
That's right. Didn't we just spend 3 chapters like decking out Aaron Ra to be one of God's first priests?
Yeah. And his kids, and he got all these garments. He got the breastplate of judgment. He got the curious girdle.
Oh my! But, everyone goes through a curious girdle.
A couple days later, he's making an idol. I don't know. Makes sense, I guess.
Makes sense. Okay, and made a molten calf. These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought
Oh,
thee out of the
okay.
land of Egypt. And
So it was
Aaron
them
made
now.
and Aaron made a molten calf. The people said, "These are the gods that brought us out of Egypt." I mean, this doesn't make sense. And when
I
Aaron
mean,
Ra,
maybe if it was like a sacred object before, but when you make the idol, I mean, you that words
but
fail me.
they saw Yahweh. Like Yahweh
Yeah,
is doing stuff. Like Yahweh is
parted
appearing
that
to
whole parting
people.
the Red Sea. I mean,
I mean, at that point, I don't know. It's like you're fighting Thanos, and then Thanos goes away for like 2 seconds, and then you're like, "Hey, you know what would be cool? Let's go watch Netflix and go." I don't know.
so
I just
when the
completely
Christians ask
forget.
you, when they ask you what evidence would convince you, Amy, you can say, I don't know. How about parting the Red Sea?
I always say just appear to me. This is empirical. They appear to these people empirically. Like he was in a darkened cloud, in a talking, burning bush.
On
These
a
are
volcano?
things that happen in a volcano. These are things that happen in a physical realm. I don't know why. I mean, this is better than a Damascus. He does a personal Damascus Road experience for dozens of people.
Yeah.
And really, it's better than a Damascus Road experience
It
because
is. I mean, he sent the angel of death, but they killed all the Egyptian firstborn, but not their firstborn. They were miraculously saved.
But you need to understand, James, the 5D chess, if we just had like these big brains, the killing would actually be justified. Just think
Oh,
about it.
you have to think
Just
like Smokey Saint.
or any of these apologists.
Think like Praise. Him too.
Right. So the people, they rose up early on the morrow, and they're like, "Oh my God, Wendy's serves breakfast," and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And
That's something to just jump up out of bed early for. You gotta jump up out of bed at like 5 in the morning, like
Hey
to make
guys,
that
you
burnt
making
offerings.
breakfast?
No,
Well,
fuck that.
about that, we could eat it, but hear me out. What if it was for God?
Or this golden calf that we just made. We'll
Or
burn
this
it,
golden calf?
burn
Yeah.
our food for this golden calf that we just made ourselves.
Makes perfect sense. The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. At least they're happy. And the Lord Bob said to Charlton Heston, "Go get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and this kind of makes me jelly, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and that's kind of like my thing, there, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel Shmishmael, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. So the next day they got up early to make offerings, then they ate, drank, and played. Not prayed, they played. God said to Moses, Go down to the mountain because the people have made a golden calf. Makes perfect sense.
Which he knew would happen before this whole thing even started.
Correct.
I don't know why he's got it on CCTV the whole time that he knew these people were going to do this, but it's part of the story. But the thing to remember is at this time, it's not so crazy because this is when Israel, they were still polytheistic, or the authors of the stories who wrote about it were polytheistic at the time. They did not believe in that other gods existed, so they thought it would be fine to make an idol, make another god. It was just something people did. The only thing wrong with it is they're supposed to be now committed to worshiping Yahweh. They're not supposed to be worshiping these other gods or making any idols or anything. So they're on like an exclusivity deal with Yahweh. Like, I got you out of Egypt, you only worship me. But they they said, well, God's already got us out of Egypt. Now we don't necessarily want to worship only the war god anymore. Maybe we can worship gods that'll help us prosper in peace, because Yahweh was the war god. He even said so. He's a man of war.
And I just noticed that from the Christian or Jewish person's perspective, or the Muslim person, whoever, Abrahamic religion, they must look at people who worship, I don't know, golden calves, and they instantly must go, oh, we know that's something inferior. Or maybe I'm projecting, but I imagine they go, oh, those pagan gods. Like that is any more silly, I don't know, in my opinion, than
But I mean, if you look at the story, then based on the modern interpretation of it, that Yahweh was the only God, and they were just worshiping an idol that was nothing, just because they decided to. Yeah, it does seem kind of silly. Like nobody would be this dumb, but that's what we're presented with.
Excuse me, you just don't understand the 5D chess. And okay, we're moving right along to what I'm sure must be packed full of wisdom of Moses talks.
I'm sure God will be very forgiving and
very forgiving. Moses talks God out of killing everyone. Woo! So much fun. And the Lord Bob said unto Charlton Heston, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Okay, now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax my eyebrows hot against them, and that I may consume them. That escalated quickly, and I will make of thee a great nation. God said to Moses, I've seen these people. They are stiff-necked. Let me alone so I can get really angry and kill them all. Oh, fantastic. And Charlton Heston besought the Lord Bob, his odd, and said, Lord Bob, why doth that wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of New York with great power and with a mighty hand? Oh, baby. Wherefore should the New Yorkians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out to slay them all in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from them thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people. Moses said, why are you so angry? God, if you kill all the people, the Egyptians will say that you brought them out of Egypt just to kill them.
That would be the point, yeah.
Would be a little bit. You should repent from the evil that you have planned to do. Yeah, probably.
I'm glad God is very persuadable by people, He wants to do it. All right, Moses. All right, okay.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply, O baby, your seed as the stars of heaven. And all the land that I have spoken of will I give unto you, your seed. Is he just letting people come everywhere? Is this what's happening?
Well, it has to be inside of a woman. That's the part that, yeah. If it's not inside the woman, God gets he gets a little mad. But yeah, remember that whole thing where God pulled out and God killed him. Yeah,
has to be hot dog and donut. You can't make babies without hot dog and donut.
Exactly.
Okie dokie. I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heaven, and all this land I have spoken to you will give your seed, and they will inherit forever. And the Lord Bob really repented of the evil which Yo. What is this verse? Excuse me. Where's this all good God? What is this? And the Lord repented of the evil.
Obviously, Amy, he wasn't going to do it because he knew what he was going to do before.
See, but actually, he was going to do it. Because look, it says, and the Lord repented of the
That's the
evil
way you're reading that.
which he thought to do unto his people.
He thought about it, but he wasn't really going to do it.
Your Honor, I think the witness is lying.
I wasn't going to kill them all. I thought about it. I should kill them all, but I did make that promise to multiply the seed to that Israel.
Where did
make
they
it a
even
golden
get?
calf.
The longer I read the Bible, the more I want to understand where all the apologetics comes from, because I'm starting to think it's not the Bible. That's for sure. That's where all good God, can't lie. Oh, honey, is this your first rodeo? Is that what he tells you at night? All right. Moses breaks the stone tablets. Uh-oh.
You gotta start breaking shit.
Once again, every once in a while, we get to a lot of the Bible we got to slog through, but every once in a while, we get through like a great VFX moment where like the team would be like so happy to get work. All right, or more special effects. We can make practicals. Let's make some broken stone tablets. All right. Moses breaks the tablets. We're starting out. We got more on the plate. We're starting off with some funny, because Moses is breaking God's tablets, apparently, or somebody's tablets. Let's find out. But it's not just funny.
Written by the rod of God.
Violence. But not just violence.
It's gotta be.
Just violence.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta
You can't have just violence. I mean, that wouldn't be.
What would it be?
It wouldn't be biblical.
Just exactly. And I'm
It's not also intolerant.
As I think at this point, like I said, I'm going to have so many props. I'm just going to slowly turn into Carrot Top. If I get red hair,
You're already on the way.
I know. You'll know what happened. But the Bible would never contradict itself. Like we've been saying throughout this section and the others, the Bible would never, ever contradict itself. Except maybe in this section just a little.
I know you're going to have to show me some evidence of that.
Exactly. That would be cray-cray. The Bible contradicting itself? Never. Okay. Moses breaks down
God.
The stone tablets. If you just joined us, we are at Skeptic Bible studying the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk. We're on Exodus chapter 32, and Moses is about to break some stone tablets. And Charlton Heston turned and went down from the mount. Oh, baby. And the two tables of the testimony were in his hands. These are my two testimonies right here, right there, baby.
Nice that they were light.
Yeah,
for him to carry,
They were foam. The tables were written on both their sides, and on one side and on the other hand were they written. This is God basically writing. I guess Moses is writing it, but it'd be so
like
nice if
memo.
God would write us love notes or something. And the tables were the work of Od, and the writing was the writing of Od, graven upon the tables. And God repented once again. Oh, after God repented, Moses went down the mountain after the two-sided stone tablets. We got two that God had written. Cool. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people, or is that Matt Powell?
Of course.
The people,
no,
they shouted. Herbel, which one? He said unto Charlton Heston, there is a noise of war in the camp. Oh, we got the war god. We should be good. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome. but the noise of them
Overcome.
thing do I, oh baby, that happens a lot. Do I hear when Joshua heard the people's noise? What the hell is the people's noise? He thought there was a war. I guess they were just screaming. Turned out to be
God
singing.
comes out and God comes running in out of nowhere. He's got like swords and knives and guns. He's ready to go. It's like, someone say a war. We got a war. You know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger showing up with like the M16 and everything. We got a war. We got people need to be killed. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. No, Yahweh. I'm sorry. No war. Come on. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was fighting for
Cancel the war.
Yahweh.
Yeah.
Cancel the war.
Fighting for God.
Fighting for Yahweh. Woohoo! All right.
They will never take you to the promised land.
Promise. Oh, everybody's got a product to sell. The invisible product in the sky. Okay, and the tables were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God. Once again, actual love notes from God, graven upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise, the people, they shouted, he said to Moses, "There is war in the camp." And he said, "Is it not the voice of them that shout for mastery? Neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing that I do hear." And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Charlton Heston, anger waxed hot.
Arnra was breakdancing next to the calf.
Oh yeah, this is our new
Raise
God.
the roof, Arnra. Raise it. Do it.
Got a calf. Don't know how that's a god, but apparently we got an idol of one. And he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it into the fire. Boom! Here's another lovely practical effect. And ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water. Strawed it upon the water? Okay. And made the children of Ishmael drink of it. What? When Moses saw the people dancing naked, so they were happy for once in their life, for Aaron had made them naked. Okay, that just took a weird turn. Where around Aaron's golden calf, he smashed the stone tablets, burned the golden calf. Gold doesn't burn. That's true. Ground it into powder and then forced it down.
Yeah, you can melt the gold, but it would just be liquid gold.
Dude, that is some Game of Thrones shit right there. But okay.
I love you.
Also, hi, Mark Reed. Hi, Robert. Doorknob Head.
We got all the guys in tonight.
So Aaron Ra's excuses. Oh, Aaron Ra making excuses.
Always having excuses, yeah.
If I counted the number of times that Aaron Ra led a group of people to worship a golden calf, I mean,
Fake news.
Aaron's excuses. And Charlton Heston said unto Aaron Ra, "Why did this people unto thee that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them?" And Aaron Ra said, and I squeak, "Let not the anger of my lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief." Ooh.
It's waxing hotter.
Waxing hotter. Moses said to Aaron, "Why did the people do to you? What caused you to make them sin so badly? You went away for 3 seconds." Aaron said, "Don't be angry. You know how bad these people are. For they said unto me, Make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for Moses, the man that brought us out of the land of Egypt, what has become of him?"
Yeah, he's been up there a little long, so hey, why not make some?
Exactly.
So Arnra was like, "Oh, makes sense to me." All right,
makes sense. And I said unto them, "Whoever has any gold, let them break it off." So they gave it to me. I mean, he's now just explaining what we read. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. Did you shape the calf, or did it magically just come out a calf? So I said, "Give me your gold." They gave me the gold. I threw it in the fire, and out came this golden calf. I mean, that's pretty cool. God forces people to... Oh, man. Oh, man. Biblical morality, baby. God forces people to kill their family, friends, and just in case. It's like a triple tap.
So help me God.
Exactly. So, of course, we're starting off with some violence. But what would it be without... We've been missing it for a little bit.
It's been gone for a little while, but
been gone for a little while, but we're back to our lovely biblical family values. Aren't they cute? Bring little Bobby and Sarah.
these are family values that would probably get you arrested in nearly any state. And
Yeah. Even the South. We love the
do
South.
as God says, not as He does. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But how do you get babies? How do you get babies? You get babies by having some good old sex. Do, 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 do. Cells, baby.
The stork
Sex
theory
cells.
is not working out.
And remember how we were just talking about a minute ago how the Bible doesn't have any contradictions?
Yeah, we just said it doesn't have any.
Never. It would never. The thing about that, though, is there may be one contradiction.
But
right
Amy,
here.
The Bible tells us.
Never. It would never.
It tells us.
Never.
It
tells us. It tells
Mm.
us. It whispers sweet nothings into our ear. And okay, with that, we're going to apparently read that God forces people to kill their family, friends, and neighbors. Woo-hoo. And when Charlton Heston saw the people were naked, I feel like this is not going to end in like a happy, fun, sexy party.
And then it's just Gavin. It's just Gavin. Don't worry about it. He's No
it's
big
just
deal.
a pants party.
Gavin Hurlin Gaviman.
Hey, Gavin, if you're watching, come on. I should that reminds me.
You have to watch how you phrase that sentence.
There's an episode, or not an episode. There's a scene where the Joker in The Dark Knight is holding the girlfriend of Two-Face, or he's not Two-Face yet, but and he's holding her over a ledge, and Batman's just like, let her go. And she's and Joker's like, poor choice of words, and just lets her fall. So yes, always be careful what you say. But we would love to have you join the stream, Gavin, or any of you YouTube friendly apologists out there. Come on, I keep on doing it to myself, baby. Come on. Oh, all over us later on in the stream, because we will be eventually going open mic. It's going to be fun. We're moving through our chapters. All right, we're on naked people onto their shame among their enemies, apparently. Then Charlton Heston stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord Bob's side? We're taking sides. Let him come on to me, oh baby. And all the sons of Levi's genes gathered themselves together unto him. When Moses saw that the people were naked, for I made them naked, he said, who is on God's side? The Levites came to Moses and said, we are.
I mean, we're just worshiping this calf, but hey, now that you're back, we'll be on your side.
Yeah, they're a little wishy-washy on this whole who we worship thing.
The calf, screw the calf. We're with you, God.
And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord God of Israel Shemishmael, every man his sword by his side, go in from the gate and throughout the camp and slay every man and his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. Well, that escalated.
But I thought he wasn't going to kill everybody. But
Whew. Yeah, I feel like I don't know
did
how
he
to
repent?
say this.
He's just going to kill a bunch of them. He's not going to kill them all. Is that the consolation?
I don't know how to say this, God, but I feel like it's more you than us. Like, I know we do like a lot of bad things, but I feel like you're just self-triggering. That's just me. You could kill me and all, but yeah. Woohoo! Hi, Pavel.
Hey, Pavel.
Sending love to everyone out there in the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. And okay, we're moving
What else
along.
would we be doing on a Saturday? Or is it Saturday?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wait until we go to sleep. It is technically in my eyes. Then Moses stood in the gate. Okay, he's declaring, making people. Who doesn't love tribalism? And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord God. Oh, yeah, put the sword in the hands and kill people. I have to get my sword. He keeps on name-checking swords so much. Hold on.
You have a sword. Oh. She's got to get the sword. Come on. What would it be without a sword to kill people with? It wouldn't be the Bible without a sword to, kill people with.
All right, I'm ready.
Now that's a prop you should have ready to go for a Bible study. Come on.
I'm ready to kill people that disagree with me. You ready, James?
Done. Do it. Do it.
Come on, heathens. Poka poka. A poka poka.
The judgment of God.
That's right, the judgment of God. All right, baby. Let's get ready to kill some heathens.
The breastplate of judgment.
The breastplate of judgment and the curious girdle. A little bit curious. It's college. You
got to experiment a little bit.
You got to experiment.
People do.
All right. Back to Levi's genes. Where were we? Slay his brothers, and the children of Levi's genes did according to the word of Charlton Heston. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men, not 2,000 men, not 4,000 men, 3,000 men. For Moses and Charlton Heston had said, consecrate yourself today for the Lord Bob, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessings this day. And
he only killed 3,000. I guess that's better than all of them.
3,000. Yeah, they'll be fine. And
like 9/11.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little 9/11. They'll be fine.
Pearl Harbor, I think that was about 3,000 too. So,
just
to put it into context.
Thank you so very much. I want you to know I crafted this out of the Pharaoh's heart. So it was got nice and hard, and it took a plague or two to create, but the things you got to do.
But at least it's durable. It'll last a long time, like forever. So any time from till forever, when anybody does work on a day that they're not supposed to do work on, you're out of luck. She's got a sword.
Dun dun dun! It's okay. I'm ready to take the Lord's name in unvain. What's the opposite of taking the Lord's name in vain? Making it holy.
Blaspheme.
Blaspheme, baby. I'm here to. All right. For Moses said, consecrate yourself today for the Lord, every man upon his son, upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. And it came to pass.
Bless your brother.
Tomorrow. Yeah, bless your brother, baby. That Charlton Heston said unto people, ye have sinned a great sin, and now I will go up unto the Lord Bob, peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sin. And the Levites did as they were told. Killing 3,000 men.
Why not?
Why not? They'll be fine somewhere. Actually, they're just dead. There's no heaven or hell.
Yeah.
So they just
You
died.
haven't got to the At this point, they're just dead. No
They're
hell.
just dead.
Actually, no real sign of the devil yet either. I mean,
Yep.
you can force
I
him
don't-
into Genesis 1, but
I don't think he
that's
comes
kind of
back.
forcing him in.
He doesn't come back until part 2.
Job,
Right.
well, Job, he's in there with the story of Job.
Okay, ye have sinned a great sin, and Moses returned unto the Lord and said, "Oh, this people have sinned a great sin. We get it, and have made the gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not," I thought that said blow me. It doesn't. It says blot me. "And if not, blot me. I pray thee out of thy book which thou hast written." Moses
Blow
said
me.
to God, it's my brain. That time it's me. Moses said to God, "If you won't forgive the people's sin, blot me out of your book." Okie dokie.
Like when he was making like the priestly vestments for Aaron Ra, he should have like included knee pads or something like. But they'd be like the highest quality knee pads.
Highest quality.
Tremendous knee pads for the priest. Tremendous.
Best.
Better than what the Catholics
So-
are using by far. By far.
Though they better get better, because apparently they're not good enough to where your priests don't go to other gods. That they don't seem good enough to withhold. Okay. The Lord plague the people. So we're
The Lord
finishing off
pegged-
the
pegged
chapter
them?
with some, oh yeah, baby, peg them right, as Yahweh does. We're starting off with some dun dun dun, some violence, but it's been the peanut butter of chocolate of the night. As I, blah, blah, blah. Who doesn't love a little injustice mixed in with the violence? It goes back and forth, back and forth. And we just have to kind of finish it off. We got to get kind of the Trinity, the Holy Trinity of both violence, injustice, and intolerance.
The last one wasn't intolerant, so we need to bring that one back.
We have to bring that one back.
We can't go more than like a section or more without intolerance. You just can't.
Gotta put a pen in it. The Lord plagued the people, and the Lord Bob said unto Charlton Heston, "Whoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. Therefore now go, lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behold mine angel." Hey, that guy's hot. If we're watching I forget which channel it was originally on. Angel
Chris
shall go
Angel.
before thee. Chris Angel is cute too. No, what's the show? Excuse me. Nevertheless, in the day, then I will visit the sin upon them. And the Lord plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron Ra made. God said to Moses, Aaron Ra, gosh darn it. God
Always
said to
making
Moses,
idols.
"I will blot out my book. Anyone who has sinned against me, go, lead the people into place I told you about. My angel will go before you."
That's like God blocking them on Facebook.
Block. On God book. And the Lord plagued the people because they made the calf. And God plagued the people because the calf had already made. Okay.
Of course, now God knew they were going to do all this shit before, since eternity, but hey, it still happened, right?
It's part of his plan. You gotta let the plan work out, James. Come on. What would it be without the plan? Actually, it doesn't say he has a plan. I don't know where the Christians get that at. All this lingo, this nonsense lingo that we are fed. I don't know
things that they have to tie everything together. Yeah.
It's like 2,000 years of trying to make this book fit. Okie dokie. But with that, we have just finished reading the Skeptic Exodus chapter 32. This is that
Oh,
famous scene in the movie. You know, they all go wild. There's a few famous scenes in the movie, but that gosh darn golden calf, James. What are your thoughts?
yeah, I think we pretty much just hit everything. It's. I mean, not that we run across too many chapters that aren't absurd, but it's probably one of the most absurd chapters in the whole Bible. It's just ridiculous from beginning to end. Nothing about it makes sense. Yeah.
Nobody panics when things go according to plan. Tomorrow,
They drink beer and
I could tell you that a bunch of gangbangers are gonna die, but it's all part of the plan. But one little mayor is gonna die, and everyone loses their mind.
That sounds like that's a good Marge Simpson voice.
I'll take that too.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was going for with
Marge Simpson.
So now
There you
I'm
go.
imagining Marge Simpson going up against Batman, but that works.
Marge Simpson versus God. I mean, could she be worse? No.
I don't know. No, I don't think the golden calf could have done worse, if I'm being honest.
That's true. I mean, at least he's not going to do shit. He's not going to do anything bad to him, at least. You know, he's just going to sit there, stare back at him.
Not gonna punish us. No one thing. And okay, we are on the book of Exodus, chapter 33.
Is this the promised land?
Oh my goddess, this must be this.
they will never take you to the promised land.
This would be the nicest thing since the Garden of Eden. And okay,
A land flowing with honey milk.
a land flowing with milk and honey, baby, which I don't know if that's cow's milk or that's bees' honey. I don't know how this is being orchestrated, but apparently that just is free flowing. If DC
yeah, I
gave
guess.
I'm sure Marvel make the hell yeah.
I guess God just makes the land generate milk and honey in this area without need for animals, but I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't seem to. The logistics are a little bit fuzzy. But if you want to see your comment, thought, or mem posted on screen, feel free to tag me at Amy Newman, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. I will see it. And okay,
It's like a land flowing with milk and honey. I'd be okay with just beer coming out of water fountains.
You know, it sounds good at like the first time you read it, but once again, is it fresh milk and honey forever? I feel like the first day or two that'd be okay. Eventually, that's going to go spoiled. Is it just a land of endless just cows just giving
milk and honey, and cows and bees? Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
Baby.
Does the land just generate it on its own, or they're just endless amounts of animals? I don't know.
It just seems so human. Once again, we make fun of it only because it seems so ridiculously human.
From a God's point of view, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like why? Yeah, okay.
Of all the things, milk and honey.
Milk and honey. I mean, it sounds like either a breakfast cereal or a really bomb conditioner. Like, I'll take either, but okay. And the Lord Bob said on
what's the thing over there? That's a new
did we forget to
yeah, you didn't do the icon. That's a new one.
We forgot to read what's on our menu, and so or it's a rare one. I think we've had it once, but
not a lot.
Is laughter. We're starting out. It's gonna be a fun chapter. Who doesn't like to laugh? Oh, having a good old time. And while we're having a good old time, we're gonna have some violence.
Laugh yourself to death.
Laugh yourself to death. Exactly. And I'm pretty sure that is interpretations. Let's take a look. It is right. It's so rare. That is, that's prophecy. Prophecy. Fantastic.
Oh, I see. Because where he says, "I will drive out the Canaanites." There you go.
Oh my.
That is a likely outcome.
I agree. Thank you so very
That's
much.
probably way more accurate than Bible prophecy, but
It's also more of an answer than we ever get from an actual God. So it'd be nice to get like a yes, a no, or a maybe.
speaking of that, we got a Bible prophecy debate coming up on whether the book of Daniel is prophecy or just
Ooh.
hooey. That's going to be with your buddy, Dr. Josh.
Is it going to be with
I
Dr.
think
Josh?
Dr. Josh will be in it. He's got a couple debates coming up, but that one to me is the more interesting of the two.
I can't help it. Now, every time I go on Tart and I see Dr. Josh, I'm just like, oh my God, they got the Ket Hovind on the channel. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Yes, check that out. He also check out Dr. Josh's episode.
We'll have to cover that.
Tart, tonight. So go check that out. Go check his debate out. I think he's about to have a book published. So exactly, we should do an after show. I think we're gonna
we have to cover that one
on something on Monday or Tuesday. I saw a fun topic, so we'll look into that. I'll look at that when we go into open mic. And moving along, we're going into Home Depot and Depart. I saw Depart. I got excited. And the Lord Bob said unto Charlton Heston, "Depart and go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought out of the land of New York, onto the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and to Jacob's ladder." All these guys that have been dead for like a really
it's
long
Jacob
time.
Now. He's not Israel. Okay. Back to Jacob.
Back to Jacob. Excuse me. Saying, "Unto thy seed will I give it." The amount of times they talk about sperm in this book,
yeah. He's going to give it to his sperm.
Than you would think for a holy text. God said to Moses, "Go with the people to the land that I'd swore I'd give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob," saying, "I'll give it to your seed." Okie dokie,
I'll give it to their sperm. I'll give it to your sperm, Amy. Praise God.
And give it to your sperm. Also, hey, Sunday worship. Woohoo! Tighten your anus. We were Jacob's laddering. "I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanite, the Amorites, and the Hittites," oh baby, "and the Pretzelbeeses, and the Hivites, and the Gibbets, onto a land flowing with milk and honey," which is rather specific. "For I will not go up into the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people." He says that multiple times. It's so random. "Lest I consume thee in the way, I will send an angel before you to a land flow with milk and honey. I will drive out the current occupants of the land," which seems to be a common religious thing, "but I won't go out with you." Oh, because you are a stiff-necked people, and I'd probably kill you along the way.
At least he's being honest there. But hey, God,
at least he's being honest.
They're your people. You picked these people out of all the people on the earth. You picked them. You made your covenant with them. You're stuck with them.
You're
I
stuck
feel like
with
he's
them.
just whining, like, I can't believe I made a covenant with these people.
They both seem like whiners. Everyone in this story. I try to get sympathetic. I feel like both sides need to grow thicker skin. The Israelites and God. Like, put on your big boy pants.
I mean, God's in control of it all, so he's got the least excuse, but still.
Well, he's running the show. I don't know why God would ever complain, but he does, apparently.
He's a whiner.
A whiner. A big old fat juicy whiner. All right, take off your ornaments. Just a small help and a laughter, people. Sending those emojis to exorcise those demons. "And when the people heard these evil tidings," wow, we're getting Resident Evil, "they mourned, and no man did put on his ornaments." They weren't. They didn't feel like dressing up. I know how it is. Some days you just want to wear sweatpants. You don't want to worship the giant deity that's been hanging in front of your face and threatening to kill you. It happens. "Has said unto Charlton Heston, say unto the children of Israel Shmishmael, ye are a stiff-necked people. I will come up
onto the midst of thee in a moment. Not, give me a moment. Come on.
I'm not like God or anything. You got to give me some time.
God, and consume thee. Therefore now put off thy ornaments from thee, that I may know what to do unto thee. And the children of Israel, Shmishmael, strip themselves of their ornaments by the Mount Horeb. Okay. My favorite place. And Charlton Heston took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of the congregation. Why? And it came to pass, and everyone which sought the Lord, Bob, went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. And it came to pass, when Charlton Heston went out unto the tabernacle, that all the people rose up and stood, every man at his tent, and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle.
So Moses like, I'm moving the fucking tabernacle. It's going outside here. You guys are screwed.
Tabernacle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Amazing wisdom in here.
Amazing wisdom. I once again, because I say it often, but I do feel like this is also one of those I have to add on to my list. When I am in that deep, dark place, when I am trying to anchor myself, I look and I go, and the children of Israel strip themselves of their ornaments by the Mount of Horeb. And I'm like,
it just makes sense. It speaks to
I
your
know
soul.
everything's going to be okay at that point. Exactly. And Charlton Heston took the tabernacle and pitched it. Oh, I did read that. Okay, where we go. And we came to pass, and when Charlton Heston went out into the tabernacle, that all the people rose and stood, every man at his tent door, and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle. Okay, we need some English. When the people heard God's promised threat, they mourned and took off their ornaments. Okay. How do you have any ornaments left after all you burned all this shit anyway? Because God had said to Moses, say to the people, you are a stiff-necked people. I'll come down in a moment and kill you. And kill you all. So the people stripped off their ornaments. They're like, you know what? We could take off the earrings. You know what? If it pisses you that much, here you go. Here you go.
Hey, you gotta.
Holy moly. I know.
Praise God.
Praise Jeebus. I know. Isn't this just something? These are the passages that get you through on a dark night. And hey,
Absolutely.
Nocturnal. Woohoo. All right. So we're moving through. We're
It's so beautiful, actually.
Our ornaments. I know. I don't know how I could have lived without this. And God talks to Moses face to face.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you got to talk to him face to face, which is cool because he's not going to talk to us. You silly atheist. How dare you demand face-to-face evidence with God? Why would a God ever speak to... You mean...
You wouldn't believe it even if he showed up, so...
Oh, you actually mean in this chapter he does? He actually does talk to them. Okay,
that was a long time ago. But you see, Amy, they didn't have these stories to read. We have these stories to read. They didn't have that, so God had to actually come to them. But now we have the stories, so we can just read about it. But we don't have to have God come to us because we have this whole book.
Do we?
Praise God.
Exactly. Why would we need anything else? And okay, so we're moving through. I think we're going to move through to the end of this chapter, and then I think we're actually going to be moving into our open mic. But let's get through to the fun, which it's just been heart-pounding. We got through the golden calf moment, where everyone went a little bit cuckoo because God and Moses had left for like 2 seconds. We apparently have to we killed a bunch of people. We apparently have to keep a day holy because God is like, look, I worked 6 days for this shit. The least you could do is not work on the 7th. Why? Don't fucking everyone asks why. Why?
Because I said so. I'm
Because
God.
I said
What are you
so.
gonna do? I'll kill you.
Freaking, I'm the creator of the universe. I brought you into this world. I can take you out of it. Okay.
You remember that? You remember that? You remember that little flood? Yeah. You remember that flood, don't you?
I could flood you again.
I mean,
I could Sodom and
not
Gomorrah.
that the people. Yeah.
Whole town. Okay, buddy.
Not that the people first thing they did off the ark was make up new religions elsewhere, but still, I did that flood.
At least the calf wasn't gonna kill us. I mean, I don't know what the calf was gonna solve our issues.
It was a waste of resources, but yeah, at least it wasn't homicidal.
Well, there goes. At least it wasn't a homicidal calf. Exactly.
Homicidal calf. Yeah.
Okay, moving along. Where were we? So God talks to Moses face to face. Which, as usual,
head to head.
Everybody's having a good time. We're all having a good laugh. And oh my Lord, James, I don't know how many times we could say it. The Bible doesn't contradict itself, okay? That would be silly.
I mean, we haven't still run into any.
Not
even
any.
Tonight.
Not any that I could think of, except
not this one, right? Are you going to say this one? Is it this chapter?
Except this chapter. This one might have a contradiction with itself.
It's probably just us, but
I know. It's probably just us. Why would that ever happen? Though I will say that God just repented. I just saw the words in the King James Bible tell me that God repented. Like, what the hell? Literally.
Well, you got to take that into context, Amy. Come on. You can't just pick up the Bible and see it say God repented and think that it means God repented. You can't do that.
You can't. You silly atheist with your literalism.
You can't just take what it says. So when it says 6 days, that means 6 literal days. When it says God repented, not really.
Not really.
Not like that.
I understand. Yeah. Once you understand the 5D chess of it all, it'll make sense. And okay. And it came to pass, as Charlton Heston entered the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord Bob talked with Moses. Wow. As Moses entered the tabernacle, a cloudy pillar descended, and God talked to Moses. So there you have it. God actually has a form. He can come down and talk to people. And all the people...
As a bush or just as himself?
Well, apparently a cloudy pillar. But it's something... That's physical. That's a physical thing. You should be able to knock your hand on a cloudy pillar. Stand at the tabernacle door, and all the people rose up and worshipped, every man in his tent door. And the Lord spake unto Moses' face. That's hot. Face to face, as a man speak. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Have you ever seen a more concrete sentence? And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. That is saying, he spoke to him like you and I would speak to each other. Is that not what that's saying?
That sounds like you had to have human form, right? Because, yeah, it's kind of explicit. And he has a face, so, I mean...
That's no fuzzy. That's no omnipresent. That's very present. That's very present in the moment.
That's like when he had that wrestling match with Jacob. Remember that little
I
wrestling
do.
match they had?
Which was crazy that you could wrestle a god. But it happens.
Now that's God's Italian wrestling. Remember from
But
the
James, we're just tipping our fedoras. Did it really say that God was a man of war? Did it really have a wrestling match?
I thought
Aren't
he
we
was the
just
Prince of Peace. He's the Prince of Peace, right?
exactly the Prince of Peace? He's the Prince of making people into pieces. I don't know about the Prince of Peace, but
It's a holy wood chipper
it's a
that he
holy wood
has,
chipper. Vroom
Holy
vroom,
wood chipper.
baby. It's a holy wood chipper.
I mean,
Cutting
every
it up
once
for
in a while,
God.
you gotta throw like a few thousand people in there just because.
Just because.
They deserved it. They deserved it.
They deserve it. They had it coming. They had it
Yeah.
coming. They only have themselves to blame. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay.
Praise God.
Praise God. And the Lord spake unto Charlton Heston face to face. I'm reading that again. I don't care. As a man spaketh unto his friend. And he turned against into the camp. But his slavery servant Joshua, the son of Nun, I can't tell if they're saying that's I think that's a name. The son of Nun, a young man departed.
The son of a nun, but they don't marry. They don't have kids. None.
Yeah. The son of Nun, a young man departed not out of the tabernacle. And Moses said unto the Lord, see, thou sayest unto me, bring up this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet
that makes sense.
Oh,
it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
Making sense now.
Also, that's what he said. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. Now, therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, shew me now thy way, that I may know thee.
With
that
the
I may, with that Hittite, baby. Get all those Hittites that you can. All right. That I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. Moses said to God, come with us to the land you promised to get. Wow, this really is like the Pixar movie. Like all the people are now turning back, and they're like, no, God, it was actually you the whole time. Come on, come with us. And God is gonna be like, no, I can't. The final lesson.
Do it to me, God. Do it to me.
I'm ready. With you. And so God has to walk away. And we all learned a lesson that way. And that lesson was, we better worship that dude, or he's gonna kill us. All right.
That is probably the most important lesson from the Bible, yeah.
That probably is.
And even if we worship him, he still might kill us too, but maybe less likely.
If you're lucky, exactly.
He's definitely going to kill you if you don't.
I was going to say, it doesn't even always turn out good for God's chosen people. So it's really a dice roll either way you look at it. But, and Moses said unto the Lord, see, thou sayest unto me, bring up these people. And, oh, no, I did read that. Come with us to the land. Now I pray thee, found grace. And he said, my presence shall go with thee. Aren't you everywhere? Actually, the Christians say that. Really, you're not. You have never claimed to be everywhere. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And he said unto him, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. God said to Moses, Mike Pence, go up to Mike Pence. God said to Moses, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. Moses said, if your presence isn't with me, don't carry us there. Okay. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not in thou goest with us? So shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And the Lord said unto Moses, I'll do this I'll do that one thing you like with the finger, and that thou
Oh,
hast
God,
spoken.
please. That would be
Oh,
amazing,
please.
God.
Oh, my. For thou hast found grace in my sight, and thou know thee by name. God said, okay, I'll go with you because you found grace in my sight, and I know your name. All right, I know your
Can I
name.
get the hot water bottle, God? Are you going to do it?
Oh, my. Flip over. It's about to get hot Yahweh style. Show me your glory. See, like I said, I make the joke. And then right there, right frickin' there, show me your glory, baby. Getting hot and bothered. Keep on sending us those emojis because we got the laughter right on deck.
Show me your glory, Gavin.
Show me your glory holes. But it's not just that. Oh my goddess. I keep on trying to stave it off, James. I keep on trying to tell people that the Bible has no contradictions.
Well, it doesn't, but yeah.
I mean, how could it
It
possibly?
just looks like it.
It just looks like. Once again, we're not understanding.
How could your everything, right? That's God. He's your everything, according to Darth Dawkins. How could your everything?
Hey, that's your everything. I can't.
How could that contradict? It just doesn't make sense.
It's the glorious butthole in the sky.
Where's Peter when we need him with his soundboard?
He's that's true. Good old Dorothy soundboard. I will say one of the quickest things I will do when I get monetized is I'm going to make some of the YouTube theist into emojis. I wonder.
Absolutely.
Well, I wonder what a fun one would be for Darth. I already have like the Mr. Batman. Like I just want like a Batman icon that just is saying "Sir, Sir, Sir"
with the dunce cap on.
That would be fun. I wanted to. It's just like it looks like Batman. It's like a Batman bat, but then Sir. Though you could. Dunce cap's kind of cute though. Maybe I could do a variation.
John Maddox will be something with a double helix of DNA.
Good old, see, double helix. We got that. I'm trying to think. I had a few others already written down. Boo. And he said,
Gavin will just be censored because, we don't want to get demonetized.
I be second. They should add some more consonants in there. Shrew me thy glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord Bob before thee, and he will be gracious, most gracious,
Really?
to whom I will be gracious, and will shew mercy on whom I will show mercy. Oh, if I'm going to make a Darth Dawkins icon, it has to obviously be like a Darth. I guess everybody does that, right? It has to be like... the
Vader.
combination of Darth Vader and I guess but it's an oldie and a goodie, and we'll show mercy and Darth or any other presuppositional Robin, D'Angelo, if you'd like to join it saddens me that they're trying to win him over to that because unlike the other atheists. I think the majority of atheists, agnostics, like the moment a presuppositionalist enters the room, their blood pressure goes up for understandable reasons. And I just have the exact. I mean, mine probably does too, but it's like cocaine. They walk in there, and I'm just like, "Oh, you're gonna presuppose your God? Oh no, that's fine. That's totally. How do you do what you?" How do you do that? Exactly. How does logic throw from a being? Okay, here, we're exciting. Let's get to it. Okie dokie. Show me your glory, baby.
You just made Darth Dawkins pee his pants with excitement.
I know. I need to get that atheist helpline, baby. Or I need to get Saitan Bergenkate on here. Well, I guess maybe Saitan Bergenkate better take a sabbatical. But after he gets the whatever the hell is going on there taken care of, he can come on the channel. Well, we love everybody. Who knows? Well, unless you have some. Well, actually, I'm going to keep my abstract on there. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I don't know enough information. We'll
Yeah, we don't know.
So, but other precept. Well, if you're a presuppositionalist or an apologist, and you want to come on and tell us what you think about what we have just been reading, you're about to have your chance, because we're about to open up the floodgates to the open mic portion. So,
it's exciting. I'm getting excited.
I'm getting excited. We're about to, not as excited as when I read the mercy seat, but almost as excited.
Oh, have mercy, baby.
Oh, have mercy, baby. And he said, "Thou cannot not see my face, for there shall be no man see me and live." God said, "I'll make my goodness."
Except for those other people that saw me.
Except for those other people. "I will make my goodness pass in front of you." That just sounds funny. "And I'll say my name." Say my name, say my name. "I'll be gracious to whom I will be gracious to whom I'll be gracious." Wow, thank you, redundant. Excuse me. "And show mercy on whom I'll show mercy." Wow, okay.
That makes sense.
Well, that makes sense. "But you can't see my face. Whoever sees my face will die," because apparently that's how it works. Okay.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just that, yeah. Even God can't break that rule.
Even God? Gosh. And okay. We're going up to the last section, so I'm going to paste the StreamYard link into the chat.
The link in?
And so with that, you can come join us while we read the final section and tell us what you think of the last 3 chapters of just pure wisdom. Pure wisdom. Cover to cover.
So God's going to moon Moses here.
Uh-oh. And okay, so...
Yeah.
The last section, we've been reading, having a skeptic Bible study on Exodus chapter 33, almost through the second book of the Bible, which is exciting. We're moving through. We're in now, baby. God shows Moses.
We're balls deep into Exodus.
Apparently, we're butt deep, because I can't. Every once in a while, what the hell? God shows Moses.
He trolls you.
Parts.
He trolls. Yeah,
God just trolls.
Moses.
Trolling for Jesus.
He forgot he didn't have any pants on. He just forgot.
Oopsie. And of course, what could we do but have a good giggle? Having a good giggle. Oh,
he does it to himself.
He does it to himself. Exactly. Gotta have a laugh. So, God shows Moses his back parts. "And the Lord Bob said, Behold, there is a place by me," near Philly, "and thou shalt stand upon a rock." You're going to stand right there.
"And tighten your anus shall..."
Oh, yeah. Tighten that anus, baby.
God's anus. Now, that would be have to be a really tight anus.
He seems to do that himself. His anus always seems tight. He always seems to have some shit. You're the almighty creator of the universe, and this one little group has like a golden calf. And you're like, "Oh, really? That's cute. That's a cute golden calf. You want the golden calf or you want to live? That's cool. That's cool. You want the golden calf? You want to live? No. I'm totally cool with it. Totally cool with it.
Kill him. I'm going to kill them all. Like there was that one time the guys in that one city, they like to do yucky things with their pee-pees. They like to do disgusting things, so I have to kill them all.
Excuse me. They were doing 2 hot dogs.
Yucky.
2 hot dogs and 2 donuts. Only hot dog and donut.
Yucky.
Only
yes, it's yucky.
Yucky.
I don't like it.
No butt stuff. Unless you say no homo. Then, okay, fine. See, look, Gizmo agrees. Oh.
He does, yes.
And,
Praise
okay.
Gizmo.
Praise Gizmo. Oh, trust me, I'm sure Gizmo has a higher moral system than this God. But that aside, and the Lord said, behold, there's a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock, apparently. And
Burger
it
King?
shall come to pass. Make me hungry. While my glory days have passed me by, that I
Dwayne The
shall
Rock
put thee
Johnson.
with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, everyone's
Clip
like, you
on.
should. Everyone's
It's like
like,
The Rock.
we should vote for Rock and make him president. Everyone's like,
It
get
does
it? It's
say
funny.
The Rock.
And now I'm like, yeah, no. Okay. The Rock. And no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And will cover thee with my hand, will I pass by. And I will take my hand away. Gotta wash this hand. And thou shalt see my back parts. But my face shall not be seen. All right, James. Can I ask you?
It's like Smokey Saint. Like,
I was
okay.
gonna say, is that not the definition of a glory hole? I mean, like we were making jokes before, but that right there. Let me read that. Let me just hold the image of a glory hole in your mouth, and I will take thine hand away, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen.
So his hand is covering his ass, and then he's going to move his hand so that Moses can look at his back parts.
Honestly, I feel like this is just a low res grinder app at this point. But okay,
Doesn't say his back parts. It doesn't just say his back or his back. His back parts.
Doesn't say. There gotta be coy. Gotta leave some to the imagination, James. And okay.
Tighten your back parts.
Tighten your back parts. And okay, I'm actually
so holy. It's so holy.
So holy. Once again, this is the almighty word of the deity that we cannot edit because it is scripture.
It's perfect in every way.
In every
Scientifically accurate, moral, good, all logical.
And okay, so are you ready, James? We'll talk about the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
But your body is ready?
Let me move my hands away so you can see my back parts.
So woohoo! I'll add this in for so a land flowing with milk and honey. We have been Skeptic Bible studying on the whole bunch of 3.0 chapters on the Sabbath, the golden calf, and this land of honey milk. So
and
it's been
the glory hole of God.
And the glory hole, baby. Mm-hmm. But okay.
So that would be like I would say that would be like those glasses that you're looking at the eclipse with, that filter out most of the light, so you can look at God's ass. Praise Oz.
Praise the Lord, the Jeebus, and the Holy Bible. And okay, speaking of Oz,
square table. Square.
Oz, we have been Skeptic Bible studying on the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk. It's what I use for conditioner, honestly. How are you, and what are your thoughts on these chapters or anything we've been talking about tonight? Well, what's on your mind?
Amy will move her hand so you can see her back parts.
Oh my.
That whole part of the Bible makes absolutely no sense to me.
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
In the gold like golden milk or whatever, like to me that would be like, I love chocolate milk, and
me too.
To me, that when I hear that, it's like the most like the silkiest chocolate milk that you could ever have. That's what I imagine when I hear that. And I know the Christians are like, no, that's blasphemy. No, but that's what I hear. Like, it's way better. It's way better than Hershey's. It's way better than anything. It's just this amazing chocolate milk.
Yeah, it does sound basically like they're like, what is the most yummy thing we could think of the time? Boom. But,
milk and honey.
But then 2,000 years later, it seems to have lost the charm.
But then we have to go back to the Passover. I mean, is that is that just an attempt to defer or distract from the shit that really happened?
Yeah, basically to gloss
Probably,
over.
yeah.
Like, I just feel like that's a very childlike distraction. Like, oh, don't worry that we killed all these people. Like, here's milk and honey that tastes like the best chocolate milk you've ever had in your life.
Don't mind that we killed everybody. Here's some chocolate milk.
Make sure you don't have any leavened bread either, because that would really piss me off. That would really piss me off if you had leavened bread. That would just end everything.
And if you have mixed linens,
oh fuck, people gonna die.
Somebody's gonna die tonight.
Somebody's gonna die.
I hear that the next book, Leviticus, is a doozy of just fun for everybody.
Yeah, Leviticus is just as interesting as Exodus, if not more.
And I'm sure everyone turns out nice and happy.
And I'm sure Oz had when he was a Christian, he probably had himself a little curious girdle and a breastplate of judgment, like we read in the last chapter. Aaron Ra's uniform, his little soja uniform that God made for him.
Oh, I have a buddy that in his Christian days actually had his body not like a full like body tattoo, but the different places on his body, like the armor of God, had like the different places on like on his arm, on his chest, on his leg, like and now he's an atheist, and I think it's a fucking I think it's a fucking riot.
That is a riot.
Gonna be praising Jeebus forever until
that's like getting the wrong girls' names all over you.
Yeah. That's why I actually want only a single. I don't want to say I'll only have a single tattoo, but I know what I want my first tattoo is, and I want it to be an anti-tribal tattoo. I want it to be. Yeah, I want it to basically just be the passage in the Bible that says you cannot mark your body with tattoos. I just want that tattooed on me.
Just the troll god.
It'd be like my anti-tribal tattoo.
Well, and Amy, I'm impressed you don't have a tattoo.
I know, I'm a stickler for it. Once I want it to have a good space on there, and so everyone can see it. But I'm getting there. Probably within I'm either going to I want to read the passage for myself and to really see it, or I want to finish the Bible and then put it
to your
down,
heart.
Get the tattoo. But I love tattoos.
Yeah, I only have one of my Christian tattoos yet to cover up, but the big $100 bill rose that you see on my right arm is covering up Romans 12:2 that was on that arm.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Hey, I mean, I understand why people do it. This is you start to use all these words that, atheists go, it's holy and divine. You do all these things because in your head, it's almost like it is the best thing you could do. It's showing your love and worship for this guy you think is real. I mean, I like to make. I was ribbing on Ben Shapiro earlier. I always find it funny just because they're doing things for another guy, but I understand how they interpret it. It's holy and amazing in the other
So holy.
side of things.
Yeah. Well, and for me back then, because I did years ago struggle with addiction problems when I went when I got saved, really dove way into it. The Romans 12:2, be not conformed to this world, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I had that put on my arm as a constant reminder to not be conformed to the world, via addiction or whatever. And then once I realized that I didn't really need a God or a faith to make good decisions and be clean, I was like, yeah, I don't need this anymore.
Woohoo!
And it does help some people, but I think it's a placebo effect. But I think a lot of people will realize that they did it on their own. You can better yourself on your own. Like people like Will, who've said that they know that God's real because they couldn't have made the changes on their own, but they did.
Yeah, and I still remain clean today. I've since the 2003, I think it was, 2002, 2003, when I was in that wreck.
The accident.
Yeah, the accident I was in. I still remain clean today, and I have zero desire, and I don't need a God. I don't need a supernatural influence in my life to say, "Hey, motherfucker, that shit's a bad idea."
Yeah. You say that accident was pretty bad. I'd rather not do that again.
Yeah, there's very naturalistic reasons for me not to do that shit anymore.
Physical reasons, right?
Yeah. Look what happened before. I mean, it's like that's where like the Christians say like, oh, if you didn't have God, wouldn't you just go out raping and murdering people? And no.
And okay, thank you so very much, Oz. And yeah, it is the sad thing is that people give the credit to the religion or the God, and they don't give the credit to themselves or the people that helped them or whatever it is that people pull their own selves by the bootstraps, and then they go, "Thank you, Jeebus." It's like, no, you did the heavy lifting.
Like Pastor Bob said, who did this for you? Give the credit to Jesus, but send the money to me. Give God the credit, but send the money this way.
So, the funny thing about God, he's all powerful, he's all knowing, just can't handle money. It's the little things.
Gizmo's meow is very special.
I love all cats are kittens in my eye. They're all adorable. I love the whole carnivorous branch. There's not a not adorable animal out there of carnivorous.
I hate cats.
Oh,
but they love you, us. Jesus loves you. Come on, we all love you. God loves you. Come on, us.
For the record, I'm highly allergic. That's why I hate them.
Oh, really? My mom is allergic to dogs and cats, and she loves my dad so much she gets an allergy shot. That is...
No, we have a cat in our house, and we had to buy like 5 filtration systems.
Really?
Yeah.
So you are just like my mom. Okay, just checking.
I don't kill them. I just don't like them.
No. But your statement
he doesn't go
was like,
Ken Hovind on them.
This is how this train of thought was. I friggin' hate cats. The one I live with is an asshole. That is how this.
He doesn't go Ken Hovind on him. He's not out there massacring them.
I can't believe, and we saw good old Kent the other day. If you want to see Kent Hovind on his Western behavior, and all the atheists were
shooting
trying
beavers
to unlock why he was such a gentleman, because Maddie seemed to be such a a mensch herself that I guess it was hard for her to those pot shots.
And
he just kills the beavers.
and Kent Hovind did show up on the Atheist Roundtable tonight.
Oh, that's right. Where did she? That's
Dr. Josh.
Generally, now that I see Dr. Josh, I was telling James this. Now, every time I go on Tart, anytime I just see Dr. Josh, I just say, "Holy, Tart got Ken Hovind on! Oh my god!"
Hell yeah!
And he's about to have I was saying they had a good episode tonight. He's about to have a book ready. Go check out, and he's about to do a debate.
Couple of them.
Check out now. And okay, we are Skeptic Bible studying. We'll go on as long as people are coming in, and if not, we'll
Do we have anybody else
have some fun for a little while, and then wrap up. And we have been talking about the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk. The link is in chat. Don't have anyone backstage now.
Not yet.
But it's
honey
actually
milk.
been an interesting chapter. This is the famous one where he breaks the tablets. So every once in a while, we get to like one of those famous scenes from the actual Charlton Heston movie or pop culture and all that.
I don't think they had the part where God exposes himself to Moses. I don't think that was in the movie.
I'm still trying to understand that passage. What does that even mean? Except, why did he show
his back parts?
His
back.
Because nobody could handle the glory of his front parts.
I guess so.
I guess his back parts are not quite as gloriful. Was he like full bent over? Like spreading the, I don't even want to think about it.
Spread eagle. You got it.
Spread eagle, yeah.
That's how you praise God the best, baby.
If blasphemy were an Olympic sport, we'd be gold medalists. What can we say?
I know. All the Christians must look at us and these frickin' blasphemers. But I will say, it does say somewhere, I haven't come across that. Did we come across the passage where it's like God will not be mocked? Well, apparently he will. Apparently he's very easy to mock.
Who knew?
Who knew it was that easy?
Who knew? And I think Amy has violated almost every sodomy law in almost all 50 states. Now, that would be a thing to do.
Think of it as a competition
to put you on tour, to break them all.
Are you trying to say that instead of like how Nathan Thompson does his flat Earth tour, that I should go on
a sodomy tour? Yeah,
the great sodomy tour, baby.
To break every sodomy law and every commandment.
Once the COVID calms down, I would like to do more live debates, live interviews, all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh, that shit's going down. That shit's going down.
Yeah, I know Tart's going to do some fun stuff coming up. So go check that out.
Like they already had the T-Jump. They went to see him, what was that, a couple months back?
Yeah, into February. Yep.
Yeah.
I want to know. There's only one thing I want to know. I want to ask T-Jump recently, and is when you were buying that chair, did you know that that was going to be like that'd be the only thing? It's like his pair of tits now. Like I feel like T-Jump has to be like the conversations here, people. I know you're looking behind here. It's right here, people.
Oh, he loves it. He eats it up.
I know it's an icon on his channel now.
Hey, he's a good sport about it. He loves it.
Hey, he was debating a Hare Krishna, and they had a green screen of the chair, so it just looked like exactly one next.
Put a microphone up to the chair.
And I can say, after watching Tom, many debates online, and then watching and listening to him debate live, then getting to hang out with him after the fact, 2 days in a row, like no arguments, no debates, anything, like just hanging out as people. T-Jump is even he's way cooler even in person, just hanging out, than he is as a debater. Like that dude is like he's a great guy, great dude, chill as hell, and
Seems like a great guy.
yeah, fun as hell to hang out with. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like.
I mean, he's very matter of fact in his debates. He's a strong debater, but he's just advocating for what he believes in.
I love his facial expressions during debates. He's
Yeah,
generally very cordial, but he does have. I wish I could.
He
do
can't
like
help it.
Jump
Yeah.
facial expression. Hey,
Yeah. But it's like rehearsed. Yeah. When
but
someone
they're
just
great.
says something off the wall.
What if you're sitting at a bar? If you're sitting in a bar with him and you say some dumbass shit, you'll get that same
He's
look.
gonna
He
call
does
that.
the same thing. Yeah. And
Hey, it's the way we feel sometimes. Most of the time, when we hear some of the what's the word? Interesting ideas that all those lovely theists have. They're chosen.
I'm going to be hearing some interesting ideas Wednesday, I think.
That's
from,
right. What is your?
Alex.
It's up now, right? So, what is your debate topic?
Remember, NASA's hiding the second sun?
Holy moly! It
Yeah,
really is that dumb.
It really is that dumb. Yeah, I mean, because when I got the email from James, I'm like, is this really the topic? Yeah.
Hold on. Your topic is what?
What's that?
Your topic is what?
Is
I'm checking
NASA
to make sure I'm not.
Yeah. Pulled up. It's NASA's hiding a set.
Sorry,
Really,
I don't mean to keep interrupting you. I'm interrupting you
No, go
because
ahead.
I want to give you a warning. You're not hallucinating. The words that are about to come out of James's mouth are apparently someone's argument somewhere in the back of a bar. Okay, now go.
There's a second sun, and NASA's hiding it.
What?
Yeah.
What? What? How?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. This is a guy who's debated that dinosaurs were fake, the Earth is flat, we didn't go to the moon. He just any conspiracy theory that comes out, like if Amy put out a video that said that the ISS was manned by human alligator hybrids disguised as people, that would be on his channel next week. The human alligator is on the space station.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it feels like he's Poe.
I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna make a prediction just to see if my stupid random prediction is correct. He's going to say, James, I hear what you're saying, but you cannot prove or demonstrate that there's not a second sun. So your argument is irrelevant.
Right. And I mean, and here's the thing, because he's a Christian too. So you can contrive something and you can give it whatever property. It's not real, so you can give it whatever properties and attributes and whatever you want to try to make it unfalsifiable, which is exactly what they do with God. Like they just try to construct him so that you can't falsify him, but you can do that with anything. You can do that with the celestial invisible teapot. You can do that with invisible pixies in the room. There's just if there's no evidence for it, you can't just make something up and say, ha, 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 try and falsify that.
Well, they can, but...
Yeah. They do. Yeah, they do.
And okay, we'll go back into open conversation in a second. But Grumps, we have been Skeptic Bible studying, on the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk. Sounds so good.
Yahweh's back parts also.
And Yahweh's back parts.
Whoa.
How are you, and what are your thoughts about the subject or anything we talked about tonight?
Well, that's kind of funny that you mentioned the backside. You got these Israelites down there. They're going, hey, Moses has been up there. Don't know what he's doing. Checking out God's backside, apparently. And they're going, we're out of Egypt. We know the gods of Egypt had a little control. Let's go ahead and make the Apis bowl again. Only we're going to give it a calf instead. And we're trying to appease Ta to come and help us get out of this desert. It's really makes sense that they go back to the old ways.
It does from that polytheistic standpoint, yeah.
Yeah. And really? Hiding the sun? The second son?
Hiding a son, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that one before.
I've heard it. I haven't heard it in a while, but I guess it's coming back.
It just feels like they're making this up as they go along. It feels like someone scribbled this down and now someone's taking it seriously.
There's a sun, behind the moon, behind the earth.
It reminds me of the moon is giving off cold light. Like, why?
Man.
Why?
Which reminds me of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
That's what you need to, I think, see that.
Exactly.
That would help. That would probably help.
And okay, thanks. Thank you so very much, Grant. Yeah, it's a crazy few chapters. And also, have you guys ever seen this whole God repent? I learn all the. I get Christians and some people who are like, why read the Bible and everything? Just so much I'm learning, like repenting.
Remember before when he at the flood when he's like, I repent that I made man. So yeah, he realizes when he screws up that back at this point in the Bible,
But do you guys have probably read it? I know Oz has read the Bible before. Do you guys remember this passage with God repenting and he was about to kill everyone, and then Moses was like, back it up, hold me back. Like, okay.
That's one of my favorite ones to use when they say God is perfect. Well, why, if he's so perfect, why do you need to repent at least 2, maybe 3 times?
Why does he change his mind?
Yeah, and he keeps changing his mind.
Yeah. You'd think he could just decide on the right thing to do and stick with it, not have to, listen to Moses.
But you guys are forgetting about free will.
Gotta get all that free will. So
Okay, is that the Calvinist free will or non-Calvinist free will?
Yeah, Calvinist free will. Don't lock Will up. Free will.
Grumps, nobody knows what the fuck free will really is. Just play along.
It's only on Tuesdays. Any other day, you got to pay for will. I'm going to become. I was going to say a dad joke, but maybe I'll become Ken Hovind. Who knows? Buy my DVD.
There was a great poet that once said, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice, when he was referencing free will. I'm like, what? Oh, that was the drummer for Rush, the late Neil Peart.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, Neil Peart. Yep. Shout out to all the drummers out there.
The wisdom of Sunflower.
We did see Sunflower out there. Shout out to any theists watching. In fact, if you disagree with us, now is your time to tell us why. Because we're Skeptic Bible studying on the Sabbath of Golden Calf and the land of honey milk. Once again, you can drink it as chocolate milk or you can condition your hair. Either way.
Yeah. I could really go down a deep dive on the Sabbath thing. I was raised Adventist.
Oh, really?
Deep dive.
Oh, so it's a big thing for you.
Well, it was. The only thing that I have to say about it, though, is you look at some of the languages, the word for Saturday is still Sabbath. I mean, Spanish is sábado. So,
a lot of our culture.
It makes little sense that we go, okay, we're Christian now. We're going to change it to the Lord's Day, Domingo.
Yeah, it was a PR move, right?
Yeah, it pretty much was.
Because I mean, the Sabbath, that was part of the ceremonial laws, so it wasn't binding on the Christians, but they did feel like there should be a day to worship, maybe, I guess, kinda. Whatever. There's got to be a day where you go to
Gotta
church
be
so
at
you give
least
your money,
one
so you can
day.
give your money to the church. Come on.
You know what, James? Shut up. There's a second son.
Maybe there is Oz. Maybe. I mean, I won't be able to falsify it. No more than that leprechaun sitting on Amy's shoulder. Oh, but he's invisible.
Debate me right now. There's a second son.
Most likely.
Well, can you prove there isn't a second son?
It's
Dun.
invisible.
It's hiding in the dark side.
It's
You.
dark matter. It doesn't affect anything. You can
No.
go right through it.
And
James,
so he,
James, you have not seen the second son because the second son has not revealed itself to you because you're not a sonist.
There you go.
Maybe I could just see its back parts. Maybe if I'm really nice and I ask.
No, because you are not humble enough for it to reveal itself to you.
Not even the ass.
Maybe the ass. Maybe Grump's ass.
That's not the second
That's not
son.
It could be.
Oh, that's the moon. My bad. That's the moon. Let's get back to the sun.
Mohammed's got the whole moon thing covered, so yeah.
But the other thing that is weird about that is he's a flat earther. So he's now saying there's two suns on a flat earth. Dude, you're in a video game. You are on literally another planet. I don't know what the like. I mean, he basically is.
Yeah.
He needs to take some mushrooms for that. I'm going to say hypothesis to make sense. That's what I'm trying to. Well, that too.
So is the second son for the other side of the disc?
Does an ice wall fit in here somewhere? Like, this is getting so complicated.
Things are getting really flat right now. It's getting flat.
See, there you go, Oz. See, now you're making dad jokes.
Oz is very funny. He's a comedian.
You're not very punny.
Not at all.
Not very punny, honey.
Tip your waitress, folks.
We should have Ken Hovind, just rip into Oz. Just lay into him.
Oh, if you guys could ever set me up with a debate with Kit Hovind, I would let him win, just to go all the way in and hear him go like complete batshit crazy.
You atheist, that's some SpongeBob science right there.
It's still a dog. It's still a dog, Oz.
Have you ever seen a dolphin gave birth to a dog? No, I
mean, the farmers know every time they plant their corn, they're going to get corn. They're not going to get a hamster grow off a corn stalk. When Amy, she knows when she plants her whatever it is she plants, that she's going to get whatever it is that she planted.
It's amazing.
And then you could roll that up and smoke it for God.
If I stare at the goat long enough, will it float? Is that how this works? Good.
That's just a movie.
Just a movie. How can you compare this wonderful wisdom to Spider-Man? These silly atheists keep on making fun of our.
You know, Amy. You know what else is just a movie?
What's
the Passion of the Christ.
Oh,
that
was. Not only was that a movie, but that was like do violence.
It's like biblical porn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mel got like a hard on for something. He was like one lash. Okay, we saw it's blood. Oh, I love the way South Park does the rendition of him. I think the funny thing about he's the only non-Canadian. In fact, James Cameron is a Canadian, and they don't Canadianize him for some reason, and then
canonize.
Canadianize where they do the heads, like they do the separate heads. And but for Saddam Hussein,
And for Mel Gibson, they do that style head, and it's so funny every time. Not only that, but for Mel Gibson and Saddam Hussein, they use their actual faces. I don't know why, but it's always so much funnier. Okay.
Ask Randolph.
Ask Randolph. All right, so we are Skeptic Bible studying on the Sabbath of Golden Calf and the land of honey milk. Mubarak! How are you, and what are your thoughts on anything we've read or been talking about tonight?
Hello, everyone. I came
You ready to look at God's back parts?
Yes, I love God's back and his shiny, shiny back. But since I'm technically from the land of honey and milk, I don't know what they're talking about there. Because if we say that Exodus happened and they ended up in somewhere in Arabia, there were no fucking milk or honey around there, honey. And
It would have been.
yeah, maybe to present evidence
You just
beside
had
the
that
story.
faith, Mark. You need faith. You can't do anything without faith.
Yeah, well, you could do anything with faith.
It makes anything possible. You don't
I
need
know.
evidence when you have faith.
It's the best thing.
Yes.
But I like the Quran rendition of the calf story. There's more personal relationship between Moses and Aaron Ra. Like in the story, after
Gets in you.
yeah, in the story that he comes down from the mountain and he sees his brother there, and he holds his hair and his beard. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like he's holding to his face.
He's like, bro, what the fuck? What happened? I go up there and you come and you're making a calf.
I know, yeah. And then he was like, I don't know. I'm a weak man, and there were too many people around me.
It all makes sense.
And it's so funny that it suddenly appeared out of the fire. And when it said earlier that he fashioned it, what did it say? He
With gold and the earrings?
No, the
a graving?
Yeah, used a graving tool, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I like gravy.
But in the Quran there is a third character that's not mentioned in the Bible. And it's very mysterious guy.
Oh, okay.
And it's called in the Quran, I think the Samari, and it's very mysterious because some sort of a magician or something of sort that no one will tell you what is it, and there's always problem knowing who it is. And they don't blame Aaron for it. They blame this third guy for making the calf.
At least they didn't blame Aaron Ra of all people.
Yeah, they don't blame Aaron Ra for it.
Good.
See, at least that's nice of them.
He gets enough shit for that.
And okay, thank you so very much, Mubarak.
He gets enough shit from Ken Hovind.
Every day.
What?
Yeah, it's such wisdom. I don't know why God is talking so much to Moses. I really don't understand the whole things of prophets. I don't know why God needs like this one dude. Yeah, I need this guy.
Hey,
He's
guy.
my buddy.
Hey, guy.
Hey, guy.
Give him the money.
Can you imagine God? He's like, hey, guy. Hey, guy.
I was like, that would be funny if you see like standing in front of the pearly gates. It's just like, hi guys, I'm God.
What was that? Guy Ferretti or whatever the fuck that guy's name is? The
Hey, guy.
guy from Food Channel.
That guy opened up a restaurant. I saw it on DoorDash, and the name is just so ridiculous. It's like Guy Ferrari's Flavor Town. but it's like I don't know. I'd feel weird eating there because it's just that guy with the glasses and the spike hair just staring at you. Welcome
Yeah.
to my favorite town. It's like, okay. Probably has good food, I'm sure.
That restaurant that God hates, Five Guys, just because.
Oh God. They make good food. There
God,
there
I love Five
isn't
Guys.
there isn't surprise, my Facebook joke of the day. There isn't Five Guys in there. So if you were looking for that, you will be disappointed. But oh man, did they make a good burger.
I was about to say whether there's Five Guys or not. I'm the burgers are great.
Yeah.
There'll be at least one guy in there.
One guy. There's one guy back there.
You know, Mubarak, it was very interesting that the magician, Asamari, I think is what his name was rebuked by Miriam in the Quran.
Rebuked by Miriam?
Yes.
I do not recall that.
Yeah.
I have to remember it. But I know he got the curse of Cain, that he had to wander the earth.
Yeah.
No one can touch him.
Aw.
Yeah. And of course they go beyond that, like some scholars or whatever, interpreters of the Quran, and they would say that he had some skin condition. And I was like, okay. So God said no one could touch him, so he gave him a skin condition.
Like leprosy or
some sort of a skin condition that no one want to touch him.
Oops, see, now you have leprosy.
Yeah, the Quran really goes into a lot of detail. I mean, it talks about not only the Sumerian god there, but it talks about they should make an image of Zeus or Krishna even, because they had some people from India amongst them.
Yeah, it's like I'm more of a student of history. I like the history of religion more than the actual religions. They are more like theology of them boring. The history of the religion more interesting.
Yeah,
yeah, and when you see the evolution of it coming down from Judaism to Christianity, then to Islam, where they still accept Jesus as the Messiah, and they keep some of the laws, not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they like to they like to take the tip rather than the whole thing. I mean,
yeah.
I was like, are we going down that road? Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, they did.
Just the tip.
You heard about the rabbi that does circumcision and doesn't get paid. He only take the tip.
Oh God.
Oh, look at there. And we give Mubarak his dad joke of the night award. We're going one day down. One person down the row.
Hey, Amy, real quick. I do have to dip out because I've been up since like 5 o'clock, and I get to get up early in the morning. But I wanted to hang out with you guys for a minute.
That sounds good. We're only about to have about 15 more minutes anyway, because we're about to hit on hour 3.
You really shouldn't stay up for like 20 days straight. It's not good for you, man.
Not good for your health. Exactly. But Oz, before you leave, did you have any final thoughts, and where can people find you?
Jesus is a myth, first and foremost. Yeah. And there's no good evidence to support the claim of the Bible or of the Quran or any other gods. And we did just launch a bunch of amazing news on the Atheist Roundtable tonight. You go check out the episode, and Dr. Josh is on there. And the most important thing for me, Dr. Josh is getting ready to drop his brand new book here, probably the early or mid part of June, the Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament. So keep your eyes and ears out for that, because it's going to be badass. I've got to start reading. I'm about 2 chapters in, and it is his last book was amazing. This one is even more badassery than the last one.
So for
Woohoo!
atheist badassery, it's like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, out of 10, it's like a million.
So that's like getting to see God's back parts. That's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
But
Check it out. Check it out.
Oz, that's just the Old Testament. Come on.
Cool, but
Where's the freak? Maybe in the Quran it gets better, right? Because it's all the same.
it's got to improve in one of the books, and one of the books something has to improve.
It's
But
got it, right? Eventually.
but as always, great hanging out with you guys, talk to you guys. But I'm gonna go put my head on a pillow. Appreciate you guys.
Have a good night, Oz.
Appreciate you.
See you, Oz.
Night, Oz.
Good
Hope you
night.
get good sleep. And okay, guys, we're gonna do about 15 more minutes, and
Yeah,
then we're gonna start our outros.
What a great guy Oz is. He is. Yeah.
As I always say, the word is a mensch. I still use the Yiddish.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's the only cultural part I have because I don't even celebrate. People will sometimes say, "Will you celebrate Passover or stuff like that?" And I'll go over my parents' house if they have Passover or something, or a dinner or something like that. But only because I'll celebrate any holiday where they have food. Any of the good holidays, I'm for. Any of the bad holidays, the fasting holidays, the serious holidays. Yeah. Well, I actually like matzah. For whatever reason, it tastes good when you put other things on it. But I can't imagine
I can only imagine what you would put on it.
Oh, baby. But the novelty wears off if you're eating nothing but water and matzah. Matzah, it's half water. It's just bread and water. It's just bread water or flour water. And so you go crazy. I mean, that's basically a jailer's or a prisoner's diet. And
bread and water, yeah.
Bread and water. Fantastic.
After a few days, you would go insane.
See, my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving, just because there's nothing else besides eating to celebrate there.
Exactly.
Oh, baby.
Now you can get into the morality of all that stuff, but I like the holiday just from the what's on the platter.
Yeah.
I'm a turkey person.
Amaretto's not on. We'll keep the SJW to the side.
Well, I don't think she's a vegan. I think she's close.
No, I mean about the politics around Thanksgiving.
Oh, SJW. I go halfway in between on that kind of stuff because there's truth in all that kind of stuff, and you have to recognize it. But then at the same point, I don't want to go crazy. I'm still going to sit down and eat turkey.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Yes, I am the only person I have ever met who has identified as an ex-Jew. I'm waiting for another one. I've met many ex-Mormons and ex-Muslims and ex-Christians and ex-Mormons, but the Jews handle things in such a way that it makes it very hard to fully sever it.
What was it? So there's a part in Revelation where it talks about 144,000, and so that's what the Jehovah's Witnesses think. That's all the Christians in the world that will be saved. 144,000 out of 7 billion.
What else is burning?
Yeah, everyone else.
Not exactly. The 144,000 are the ones who will be in the highest point of heaven. Then everybody else that's
the rapture. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody else that's saved will be in the ones that are working and building the new earth.
They'll be in like the coach, whereas the 144,000 will be in first class.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are the second round. They will go on the second round.
The second round of COVID vaccines, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
gotta have good flyers miles for heaven. That's what you're saying. There's like the business. There's the business class. There's first class, and then all the Joe Schmoes like us. That's what you're saying. They're down there.
There's a preacher. Now I was listening to him maybe about 10 years ago. He's like a wannabe Alex Jones. They took him off YouTube. I think his name is Scott Johnson. But he's just out there with all this crazy stuff. But he's the only one he said that the 144,000 is 144,000 Jewish male virgins who are going to convert to Jesus and then go preach in the last days. That's
Jewish
like the
wow.
Jewish
virgins.
male virgins, yes. And they'll go and forth and evangelize. Yeah.
That is rather specific.
Well, have you heard
Yes.
the idea that the reason why it's 144,000 is that the concept of a million had not been dreamed up yet?
Yeah.
So
It just seemed like a big number at the time.
yeah,
Big.
Yeah, if you talk about the estimate of the Jews that get out of the Exodus is like 2 million people. So
I've
Like, I
heard
don't know
anywhere
when-
between 1 to 6 million. Yeah.
so yeah, it's like it's a big number. It's a good chunk of the population when you have.
and they didn't leave any evidence behind.
I know.
That's the more miraculous, the more
Evidence.
the fact that there is no evidence is more evidence because it would have to be God to conceal all that evidence.
I
Probably
think
Where would
I think-
faith come in?
Yeah, I think Dr. Robert Fry said that God sent angels with vacuums to clean behind them. So
Exactly. Yes.
well, he made
that's
the manna
coming from a
disappear.
biblical
So
scholar.
I mean, what do you expect? There's going to be a rock still over there that people can tap with a stick and water come out of it? I mean, come on.
yes, please.
Yeah, and
You think there's still going to be a Garden of Eden with an angel with a lightsaber standing outside to guard?
Well, that would be
Like-
totally Sith, man.
Like God said, the angel would be there with the lightsaber.
the Last Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, it's a flaming sword. It's got to be a lightsaber. I can't think of anything else it could be. Praise God.
Praise God's backside.
Praise
Ah.
Darth Dawkins. Darth Dawkins' backside.
There has to be porn out there with God in it, right? There has to be so there has to be Jesus porn out there. Is there
That would
Muhammad
be-
porn? Muhammad.
I think there.
I hope you're
was
working
a-
on your jujitsu, Amy.
Rule
Uh,
34.
I remember
Part of the
years
reason why-
ago, there was a big movie coming out about Muhammad, and it was a porno, and a lot of people were like, "No, we don't like this." But I don't
Well,
remember the
considering
name of it
his
right now.
partners, that would be illegal in most places.
I know. I think that's the problem. The main problem that a lot of people had.
Oh man! Now I just want Yahweh.
They were all
Jesus to
underage.
have-
I mean, Muhammad would be a level 5 offender nowadays.
See, but I just want Jesus and Muhammad Yahweh. It's not bad if
Muhammad-
it's Yahweh.
Muhammad would not be allowed near Chuck E. Cheese either.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but James, all those laws back then and something holy. It doesn't matter if it's Muhammad. It doesn't matter if it's Jesus. It doesn't matter if it's Moses. This is my new shtick. Please, if some dude says that he is the connection to God, just tip him $1 and walk away. Put the dollar in the cup and walk away. That's all you need to do. Please.
Yeah.
Don't listen to them.
Give Darth Dawkins $1 and walk away.
Like,
Thank you.
one of the things I noticed about all those religions, they always start with a very charismatic.
The God porn is called God of the Gaps. Oh, God! I want to know if
God
God is
loves
thick.
his thigh gaps.
It's a thick gap. I know that's exactly. Say you beat me to it.
All those religions start with a charismatic person, a person that is very charismatic, and then the dull second is the one that actually make their religion. Jesus had Paul, and Muhammad had the Sahaba, the Caliphate. They all were like, "Oh, let's make laws now."
Yeah, he seems to care a lot about sex. I said it at the very beginning with the
Who,
because
Muhammad or
Gilbert
God?
said it.
but he cares about what we can and cannot put up our butt. It's kind of
It's very
weird.
important. It's very important.
Very
Amy.
important.
It's more important than almost anything else. He does not want people doing yucky things, Amy.
Ooh, or he'll nuke them, apparently.
He definitely will.
It's 100% a Middle Eastern thing. It's like we don't like this stuff.
Yeah, my not my joke, but I call it the Desert Trilogy. The guy got us all to end this trouble. I really don't like any of his incarnations. Like I know some atheists and some every theist, they like, oh well, this one's worse than the other. This one's worse. I think they're all trying to outworse each other. So I'll let them.
They're all worse
figure
in their
out.
own way. You know, they all have their worst points.
Yeah, God with his infinite wisdom and his unlimited knowledge, yet he cannot communicate clearly to other humans.
Yeah, and he had to use dead languages and
See,
exactly.
I have this old book. That's gonna be what I go with.
Yeah, even like in the case of the Quran, the Arabic language is still alive, still being used. People talk it and speak in it, but when you go and talk to them and be like, well, that doesn't mean this. They were like, no. If you go back to the 7th century, it meant that. Like, then the book is limited. It doesn't expand beyond the time.
And I mean, Arabic, I've been told when you look at it, the calligraphy is pretty and all this stuff, and it's been around for a while, and we probably have good third of our scientific modern discoveries because of a lot of past things. That being said, it just seems once again odd that a prophet needed a language and it has to be understood in that language. It drives the whole Arabic apologetic drives me nuts. Like you need to understand it in Arabic. It just reminds me of the people that are the Christians who say, "Oh, we're reading it literally." It's like, aren't you literalists? What do you mean we're reading it literally? We're the atheists. What are you telling me?
That's why originally they did not want the Bible to be produced in the vernacular languages. It was only supposed to be in Latin. That way, only the priest could read it. Because Amy, you can't just pick up a Bible with no context, no education, to read any one thing on a random page and think that's what it means. You know, you need to be educated. You have to know what you're talking about. Otherwise, you'll come up with all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and they were right.
And they were in their own way. It was right because since then we've had how many denominations have popped up because everybody picks up the book and they read something a little different.
Yeah, and I keep telling people, like, no matter what, if you believe in God and you're sitting in church next to someone else who believe in God, you're not believing in the same God.
No, you struggle to find two theists who agree on almost anything, let alone everything.
I mean, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I really shouldn't, but you know, as I tell James in this channel often, I watch all the little other theist channels for opposition research, and it is interesting just the many wars that they create amongst themselves. Just one day they're friends, and the next day this heretical piece of how dare that they take the triune God in vain. They are a heathen. They are no better than the atheists. And my popcorn is just like...
It's not too much of a stretch to see how a couple hundred years ago they were killing each other. It wasn't just they were burning Christians at the stake because they had a different view on one particular doctrine than they did.
Yeah, the 30 Years' War killed more people in Germany than any other wars, which it's a 30-year of religious beliefs. War, I mean,
30 years
based on just Catholic and Protestant.
You had you had Henry VIII in England burning people for heresy against the Catholic Church, Then the Pope says Henry VIII can't get divorced, so Henry VIII says, well, screw you, we're not Catholic anymore, we're Protestant. Then they're burning Catholics at the stake for not being Protestant. Then he dies, his son dies, and then Queen Mary comes in and she brings it back to the Catholic Church, so they're burning Protestants again. And then Elizabeth comes in, goes back to Protestant, then they're burning Catholics. But God loves you.
Yep.
But he loves you.
He loves you.
And okay, guys, with that, I think we're actually going to switch into our outros. It's been fun, and let's get ready to put a bow on it. Woohoo! All right. Well, it's been fun. Mubarak, I hope you had a great time tonight. And what are your final words on the subject, where anyone can find you,
God's
the meaning
back
of
parts.
life, tacos, God's back part, any of the above?
Well, from what you have read today, we learned a lot of things, that God likes some details according to those books, earlier books at least. He likes his details. And his backside is holy.
Woohoo!
And the answer of life is 42. What else? Where to find me? I'm usually on Aaron. I'm usually hanging around with Aaron Ra, not really, but virtually on his Quran studies, which is not this Sunday tomorrow, or today. It's probably gonna be next Sunday.
When he's not making golden caps, he's on.
When he's
YouTube.
not making golden calves, yes. That's usually where I hang out, and here sometimes.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Mubarak. Always nice to have you
Well,
on there.
thank you so very much, Mubarak. And all right, we're moving right along, Grumps. We have been Skeptic Bible studying on the Sabbath, a golden calf in the land of honey milk. Hope you had a good time tonight. And what are your final thoughts on anything we read or talked about?
Yes, I did have a good time tonight. And again, the whole God backside thing comes up, and that golden calf. Gonna have to eat that, people.
Nom nom.
As far as where you can find me, I'm usually
It's like
hanging out with
Goldschlager.
you can usually find me over at the Atheist Roundtable in the side chat, hanging out with Oz and the crew, and that's about it.
Woohoo! Well, thank you so
Grumps.
very much, Grumps. And a shout out to both Aaron Raw and the Atheist Round Table, two amazing atheist content creators. Why aren't you checking out their stuff?
I mean, I have already said
already.
before, you're not an atheist if you're not subscribed to Aaron Ra. And probably we should be able to add Tart to that soon, because they're a great channel also.
Let me check my Venmo. I don't know if Oz paid me to say anything like that.
Okay. And all right, James. We've been Skeptic Bible studying on the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk. What are your final thoughts?
You know what? Just what an amazing story from start to finish. So much wisdom. So, you love how everything in the Bible just makes sense. It just goes so nicely together, and it tells a really succinct, really compelling story. And even if you don't understand it, just reading it will infuse your spirit with the Holy Spirit of God, and just really bring out and really show you the important parts of God, the back parts of God, the holier parts of God. He's a really holy God that we serve, and it's always a pleasure to serve him here with you guys. So thank you guys for sticking around. And we will be back. We'll be back probably Monday, and then we'll be back for a debate after show on Wednesday on NASA hiding a second sun.
I knew it. It's those friggin' NASA shills.
You've known it all along. Hiding it
Knew it
behind
all along.
God's back
2
parts.
sons. I feel like at that point, why stop at 2? Just say there's 3 suns. There's 4 suns. There are a dozen suns that are just rotating around us.
We're surrounded by suns.
We're surrounded by suns. It makes
You're
sense.
on the
It makes
sun, Amy.
perfect
Right
sense.
now, we are on a sun.
It's
We're
a sun
on
that's
the sun.
emitting cool light. It's all makes sense. It's a raptor-shaped Earth. And okay, I hope you all had fun time. I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic Bible Study, the Sabbath, a golden calf, and the land of honey milk, where we learned which day to keep holy, how to almost die by making an idol, and got to daydream about how awesome it would be to drink from God's personal teat.
The Bible
wanna
tells
think-
us.
Come on.
So help me God.
Some people tell me. All right, I want to thank James W. with our guest hosts, Oz, Grumps, and Mubarak, along with all the lovely people in chat and our awesome mods who make this stream so great. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that all button icon so you can be part of our live streams for YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. And if you'd like to help make more awesome content, feel free to check out our Patreon. More amazing. Isn't Destiny a girl's name? At patreon.com/Amy Newman. I'm Amy Newman. I'll see you all on the next episode of Skeptic.
Woohoo.
Z.